This week's episode of the Co-optional Podcast is proudly sponsored by Squarespace. Get 10% off your first order at squarespace.com/cooptional. Create your own professional-looking website with no prior knowledge required at squarespace.com/cooptional. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-optional Podcast. After 2 weeks of absence, we've been lazing it up over here.
Hello.
I just yelled at my chat for leaving Twinge reviews that say that I'm bad at games.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't even know about that site until a couple of days ago, and now I'm really self-conscious.
I literally just found out about it because Crendor was talking about it, and I went to look, and it was like, interaction 5, humor 4.7, gaming skill level 2.7, and I was like, fuck you guys.
Dude, my
I've
skill
got like
level's
a 3
1.8.
on about everything, and I'm just like, great, I'm mediocre. I'll take that, actually, you know, that's not too bad.
What Twinge taught me today is that I am the 563rd most viewed person on Twitch, and I don't ever use Twitch. Twitch, you need to step up your game.
Isn't it like your average views? Like your average views are better? I think
Than most people? Yeah.
the idea.
I'm not
That's
actually
sad.
sure what they base
Step it up.
that on. There's actually very few, if any, really accurate Twitch metric sites. Like, there's tons of them for YouTube. Like, we know everything about that. Incidentally, we just it's cool because our coordinated DDoS attack against Twinge worked correctly. It's now 503 service unavailable. We crashed it. Nobody can read your reviews anymore.
Oops.
Perfect. There we go. We just stress tested your
the website
site.
just crashed.
Checks in the mail. I
Very
hope.
fast.
The co-optional security consultancy firm continues to do a great job here on the podcast. Speaking
Free
of great
promotion.
job, our sponsor, squarespace.com/cooptional. Get 10% of your first order at squarespace.com/cooptional. New ad featuring Crendor and a lack of enthusiasm coming up later in the show.
If you want to rank us all, if you want to make a website called Co-optional Ranks, Squarespace.
Or
Yeah.
cringe
Yeah.
for short.
Yeah, cringe.tv.
Cringe.tv. That'll work out perfectly.
Co-optional
Yeah.
Ranks.
Absolutely. You know, you can get a new Squarespace domain, for instance, in order to do that.
We don't need skill. It's got like humor, entertainment value,
Usefulness.
usefulness,
General usefulness.
game knowledge.
Yep.
So my head is stuck to the back of my chair. It turns out it's Velcro on this cap is stuck to the back of this chair. There we go. That's a bit better. I got my BattleTech backer rewards. I went a little bit
I can see.
overboard. You see the flight jacket and all that stuff. Logos on the other side. It even has a ransom note on the inside of the jacket. So if I am found, I can be officially ransomed back to my clan, as it turns out. As part, because I'm part of the noble houses, of course. So
Of course.
not some dirty free birth, you know.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
I mean,
no houses. For that freeborn trash. Absolutely. You know what? I don't care for game shit because this jacket isn't. So, you know what? I basically bought a jacket that has a free game with it that may or may not be any good. We'll see when it
There you
actually
go.
comes out. So I'm happy with that. It also came with dog tags and like labels and far too many fucking things. So it's good. And I would ask, like, what was your absolute favorite Kickstarter like physical reward that you've ever got?
My Genki Sue vinegars.
I'm sorry, your what?
what?
So there's a restaurant in Oregon called Pok Pok, and they have flavored vinegar.
Pock, yes, naturally.
Where it's basically like flavored vinegars mixed with like club soda or something like that, and it's delicious.
Uh-huh.
And then when I went on Kickstarter, one of the first times I went on Kickstarter, there was a company out of Oregon that was starting to produce like lots of different flavored vinegars called Genki Su, and I backed them, and they sent me tons of vinegars, and they're delicious. Genki Su, hit me up if you're still around. God, I hope you're still around. I'm gonna be so sad if you're not. I'm gonna look into this now.
We all know the right answer is honey, and if you back honey, you get lots of honey. It's the best thing to back on Kickstarter.
So did this come with any rewards,
still around,
or is
they're
that just
great.
the actual product? Because it seems like you just have the product.
Well,
there.
you know, the reward is honey itself. But my real favorite is I once backed a ballet troupe strictly for the shirt, because they had a shirt.
Okay.
They had a shirt that said, "Real men don't lift weights; they lift women." And I just wanted to have that shirt.
That's good. I like
I just
that.
wanted to have that shirt, so I was like, "You got my money. I'll give you $25
That's
for
fair.
this."
That's
I remember.
cool.
I remember this story when you first backed that. Yeah,
I was so happy that
excited to have that shirt. Yeah.
it's a great shirt. It is one of my few like don't wear it every day shirts because it's so nice.
I
Crendor.
haven't backed anything on Kickstarter.
Ever? Really?
I backed one thing, and
Okay.
that's ukulele,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's going
Oh,
to come out, and I'm going to
I-
be very happy with my Kickstarter purchase.
No,
I
you
thought
won't.
You meant just.
I will.
No, you won't.
I will.
You know what? Good luck. Good luck.
It already looks very promising. Have you seen
It
the
looks
trailers?
relatively promising. I mean, even like the alpha demo and stuff like that, it looks like they got all the
Yeah.
fundamentals pretty much down.
Like they have all the OG devs working on it, and they're just doing it for fun. So I mean, I don't think it can go that wrong.
The movement looks good in it. The art style looks good in it. I mean, it's not a Mighty Number 9,
Don't.
is it? You know.
Don't let your heart
ready.
be open to the possibilities. Close yourself off.
Don't let your dreams be memes.
Yeah, close yourself off to the memes. Let your dreams stay dreams.
My dreams.
No.
My memes.
Crendor, can we talk about that giant?
It's horrible.
That thing. Yeah.
What,
Yeah. What's
That
up with that?
thing
what the shit
basically is asking for Ripley to kill it. It's like, kill it.
is it a squishable, a giant squishable, or
Yeah, it is.
a squishable what? Exactly.
It's a giant beanbag warble.
What's a warble?
Great question.
It's like, what is it? It's horrible. It's
It looks like it
horrible.
was procedurally generated in No Man's Sky recently.
It was.
Not enough penises on it, though.
It was sent to me like a year and a half or 2 years ago by some random person. It was like $100, and I just showed up at my PO box, and the mail lady was like, "Here you go," and she was very upset. She had to have this giant ass box she had to lug out,
Oh,
And
how
then
terrible!
I got
for
it.
her.
and now he's been here ever since.
It's horrifying.
It is pretty horrifying.
It's great.
Do you lay on it?
No, that would hurt him.
Naturally. Yeah.
I'll consider it.
Naturally.
Come on, he's your brain, dude.
I need to get him a beanbag for the future.
There you go.
Incidentally, by the way, thank you to those who recently subscribed for our superior version of LOL. We have finally taken back my face on Twitch after many years. I have a little story about LOL. Those of you who
Please do.
have the Better TTV add-on, you probably know that a very popular emote that is used on Better TTV is LOL, LOL, which I believe in some language actually means penis, which is
It's
just
LUL,
perfect.
isn't it?
LUL, sorry, not LOL.
Yeah.
I'm a moron.
LOL.
LUL, and it's a global BTT emote, but it used to actually be an emote on our channel before it got DMCA'd by the photographer. So the photographer took the picture of my face at an MLG event and decided that he didn't want it being used for commercial purposes. Apparently a sub-emote counts for that. So we discovered, and this was not something that we knew, that indeed, even though we own our likeness, we don't own that specific instance of our likeness. So he can literally DMCA my own face.
Interesting.
Which was, after we looked into it, we kind of understood why that would be. Because if you couldn't, then you could literally not take a picture of anyone ever without risk of getting sued. But we're
Right.
like, well, shit. That we liked that emote. That was our face. And then it ended up on BTTV, and it's been sort of floating around for last year. And we thought, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'll just get Chris to draw it. So
Perfect.
we drew it, and now we have a new LOL, which is actually better than the original LOL. And now you can get it's a Cynic LOL is the emote, and that is now available on our channel if you subscribe. So we have finally retaken the rights to my face. are very happy about it, and that photographer can go fuck himself, incidentally.
You should
Idiot.
put
Why
them
would he
on
care that
socks.
much? Be like, I don't want to buy
Well,
it.
you know what was really dumb about it is instead of just contacting me and saying, hey, maybe can we work out a license deal for it, we would have happily paid.
Yeah.
He just literally DMCA'd me first. I'm like, you know what? If you're going to DMCA me, then I'm not going to fucking talk to you.
Yeah.
Just talk to me. Like, I would have given you money for it. Literally, I would have. And now it's all over Twitch. So any value it had has literally disappeared because it got taken by, I think it was Destiny's, chat had it first. And then...
Destiny's Child?
No, not Destiny's Child. Destiny, the StarCraft 2 streamer. Now, I don't even know what he streams now. Overwatch, I think.
Missed out. Could have been rich.
You missed out. So you missed out on all the money that could have come from LOL, and now LOL is all over the place. You can see the comparison between Cynic LOL and regular LOL, and you can see that Cynic LOL is obviously better.
Obviously superior in
It's
every way.
got
Obviously.
more
That's
facial
it.
hair detail,
Worth
more
$5
symmetry.
a month.
It's absolutely worth $5 a
Yeah.
month. No doubt about that. Anyway, I'm going to stop bullshitting and let's start getting on to stuff that we did. So we were three out of 4 of us and 1 trader for Coxcon. So
Oh.
yeah, we do have 1 trader who wasn't there, but
It's okay. The bugs got me back for it.
oh, did
Yeah.
they?
I got bit 11 times. 7 of those times were on my face.
You counted them.
Yeah. There's these 3.
Yeah.
These 3. There's one on my
Insane.
lip. I was just sitting minding my own business, eating food, and a wasp stung me in the back of the neck.
That's a
Really,
bit of a
just
dick
nature
move.
was really not cool with
Nature
me.
was a super dick.
Excellent,
Where
my
were
children.
you exactly over the last few days?
I was in an area of Oregon called Prineville.
Okay.
It's like the desert-ish area of Oregon.
Right.
And yeah, we went cowboy camping, no tent. We just slept under the stars, watched the meteor showers. We made salad in a bucket. It was great. It was a fantastic trip, but my God, those bugs thought I was delicious.
That
Nothing
sounds
about that
awful.
sounds great.
It
Nothing,
doesn't.
Why?
Terrible.
nothing about that
You
sounds
went,
Why?
you went camping and made salad?
Yeah.
That's not
Because-
camping food.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
It
like a
was food
salad.
from the earth, TB.
Absolutely
we were living
not.
off the land.
Well,
No.
pause. Did you harvest the leaves?
Do you
to
harvest
make
the
salad?
grains and vegetables?
Yeah, because my friend has a garden.
That doesn't count.
That's not
Unless you-
camping
not?
then.
What are you talking about?
You
What
said-
kind of are you wanting us to
In the
go and
wilderness.
fucking kill bunnies? Is
Yes.
that what you're wanting?
If you're gonna
No.
cowboy camp, then that's how you do it. Yes.
You gotta kill them and
No.
grill them.
We
That's the
swung-
campfire way.
No, on our way to our campsite, we swung by the garden and we picked what we needed, and then we left.
to make salad for camping.
To make
Yeah,
camping
why not?
salad.
Camping salad.
Why
Camping
not?
salad.
And then we
I'm
made
just gonna say-
chili. Y'all
just
need to
gonna say it.
chill.
Oregon is why Trump is going to be president. I'm just going to say it. I'm just putting it out there. Oregon is so off the map. People, when they see Oregon, they're like, that's what's wrong with America. We're taking it back. That's,
We're the problem.
you are.
Definitely.
You are the problem. Camp salad? Fuck you. Camp salad.
I'm so glad this is the one thing you're focusing on.
We must. It's so important. Camp salad.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's the difference between normal camping and cowboy camping?
You don't use a tent. That's the only difference.
Wait,
And you eat salad.
so
Apparently.
cowboys didn't use tents?
The idea is that they would be riding on their horses, and then
You
when
don't
it
have
was time to
horses.
camp, you just sleep on the ground.
That's dumb. You don't have shelter.
You don't need it.
What if it's raining?
Then you're in the desert, and that's fucking weird.
What if it gets too cold?
Then you bundle up, dude. You deal
What?
with it. You're cowboy camping, Crender. You
Build
deal
a
with it.
shelter.
If you're cold, you fucking deal with it like a cowboy.
I
This
don't.
is why all the cowboys died.
Yeah, this is why no one's a cowboy anymore.
I mean, they did. Statistically, they all
They're all
did. Actually,
dead.
100% fatality rate for cowboys.
Yeah, there are no
Yeah.
cowboys still alive. You're right.
No,
Silly
they're
me.
not.
there are none.
Cowboys
Not
left
real
in the
ones.
world. You're right. You're right.
They're all dead.
You're right.
They're
They
not.
all died.
Those people aren't cowboys. They're country
No.
music fans. That's totally different.
Absolutely. It's not the same thing.
Totally different.
Not at all.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
we were so you went so you made camping salad and we went to Coxcon and
Mm-hmm.
got horrible diseases.
Yeah,
Jesse, you've been out of action for like a week and a half with Coxpox.
man, has it been fun?
Sounds like cowboy camping did pretty well.
Oh, for God's sake, half of you was eaten by insects. That's not okay.
And I still enjoyed myself and can be here the very next day.
It's because you're insane. No one enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I would've been
no
like,
one would have enjoyed that.
I've got bugs everywhere. There's no tent. It's got bee stings.
You have
guys
very
are-
low standards.
You guys are babies.
You've learned to
Talk
enjoy
about Coxcon.
garbage.
Talk about Coxcon. Go
Sure.
for it.
We
It was
can
a
do
lot of
that.
fun. I had a lot of fun.
It's okay.
Much more pro setup this time around. We had a hall that was it had 1,500 seats, and we had 1,300 people there on purpose, so that everyone could like always have a seat and they could swap around. And we didn't have people living in the hall for 12 hours a day because we had gaps between panels. That's unfortunately what happened last year, where it was just panel, so people just never left the room, which didn't seem like a good idea. And if they left the room, they lost their seat. So that no longer was a problem. So it was
I'd be learning things. It's like every year I try to make it better. This year we didn't invite Dodger, so I'd say better. No, actually, we invited Dodger, and she said no.
yeah.
To my face, she said, "I don't want to
She
go.
rejected it.
I don't like you or your fans." Words like I
Word
was
for
like,
word.
It's
"Will you
awful,
please
really.
come? Will you please come this year?" And she said no.
Yeah.
I and
No,
Sam.
fuck you.
Yeah, she said now that I'm with my main man Sam,
Uh-huh.
I don't need anyone else, especially fans.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Sam was like, you know what I hate? All my fans, they should go watch twitch.tv/Crendor instead.
That's exactly what he said. Exactly what he said. I begged her, guys. I got on my knees, like, please, Dodger. I'm the same without you. You're one of my besties, and I love you so much. And you know what she said to me?
Disgusting.
Suck my dick. Her words exactly. Her
This
words.
is
Say
this
that
is
every
why
day, but yeah.
Sam is rated 1 for user interaction on Twinge.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah, obviously.
It's true. I
Solid
begged
one.
her. I begged her.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting behavior,
Like,
really.
yeah, she's like, if you want to play with the big boys, you have to lay with the big boys. It's like, I don't know what that means, Dodger.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that means.
Sam was like, we didn't go. We're very busy. And then that night, he was just like, hey, guys, how do I use transmog? It's tricky to use.
Yep.
No, they.
Uh-huh.
So just to make sure this doesn't actually become a thing, they did have a very legitimate reason for not being there. But
Nope.
it was a good show. We do need to figure out the logistics of not having us sign for like 12 hours. But
Yeah, the one thing that I
that's
think
the
is
one
always
thing.
going to be a problem is that everyone who's going there wants to see everyone who's there.
Mhm,
So it's like when people go, they want to hang out and they want to
Yeah.
get stuff signed. So that's always going to be a problem. We're looking into next year, and yeah, man, we're just gonna keep making it bigger and bigger. And who knows? One day we'll get Keemstar there, yo, right?
that's cool. But it's the UK. I can't bring firearms.
You know what? Here's the thing.
I mean, I guess a hammer would be all right.
Hammer would work. Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Will I ever do it in London? No, chat. I would never do it in London.
Telford's relatively central and also cheap. I mean, that's
This is a convention that makes zero profit. I love you, and I do it for like you. But oh my god, do not! If you say London, I will literally just be losing
It
money.
would cost
every
5
year.
times as much. I mean, there is a reason why this thing was spawned, because GemuCon shut down because it couldn't afford to be in London, right?
Yeah, it was created entirely as just like a fan get together. So until there's a day when I can sufficiently make $1 bajillion off this thing, it's going to be in the cheapest place possible.
Yep, Telford. It's a car park, basically. That's what Telford is. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I remember talking with Robert Koo about PAX. And he was saying like that's always like the hardest part when they say to themselves, "Oh, we should do another PAX." They're like, "But where?"
Telford, obviously.
Chicago.
You want a Chicago PAX?
I don't have to go anywhere. PAX Midwest.
They just had a game festival in Chicago that just ended.
Yeah,
Called
but
like
that's not PAX.
yeah, I'm
Midwest.
just saying you have.
They
shit in
have.
Chicago.
There's so many effing conventions in the States. It's ludicrous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All I say to you is follow the completionist schedule. And every weekend he's like, yeah, I'm at Indie Pop Retro Con 12. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Like, what the fuck? There's so many conventions. Yeah, I mean, it is the convention country. The UK's only really got on the convention scene really in the last 10 years, I'd say. But you guys in the States, you've had them for so long. It's crazy.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah,
I think 2012, Jesus. What year is it, guys? Yeah, I think 2017 might be the year of Jesse Cox just not going to anything.
I'm strongly considering that.
I'll join you on that.
I think I might go to my own and then not go to any others.
Can we all, as a team, decide to do that? That would be great.
God,
Yeah,
I think that's
happening.
We could maybe do that. Maybe have a year
Maybe
of
like
not.
BlizzCon. That's the only other con I'd want to go to.
Anything.
I guess I go to BlizzCon because I never consider that a convention. I consider that like
Well, it's
go
because
to
we
hang
don't
out
do
with
any
friends
actual
for a
work
weekend.
there. We
Yeah,
mostly
that's
just
all
drink.
BlizzCon And it's only like 2 days, which is like nothing.
Yeah.
Like Coxcon.
Coxcon is only 2 days. Yeah, perfect. We'll do that. All right, yeah, so that was Coxcon. It was good. We all enjoyed ourselves. Only about half of the people that went there as guests got sick, so that was great. We played some games at Coxcon on stage that we enjoyed very much. We tried Spyfall, which was
so
an interesting
funny.
experience. Yeah. I still think we're kind of... what's interesting about that game is that people say, oh, it's really easy to pick up and play, which is true, but I think to actually play it well as a group takes quite a lot of practice.
Takes a lot of skill to win that game.
The biggest problem that I had is if you're the spy, you only have two strategies. Either you are like super vague, or you gambit and be like, I know exactly what it is, and just guess and
go
try
for
to
it.
trick people.
But
The
then-
problem is if you screw up, everyone's like, oh, you're horrible at it. And I was like, well, I tried.
Yeah,
I would have won again if I had that spy that round.
I
I
was
would have been 4-0.
I was watching some other guys. I think guys on the Node channel were playing it, and the way that they were asking the questions was quite interesting. It was much more sort of role play, and I think they were actually playing the online version, which doesn't show you what the cards look like. It just gives you a location name. So I think that's maybe better because you ask more general questions about what the location would be rather than the details that are on the card. And that also means that whoever's the spy doesn't have to worry about remembering what's on the fucking card and everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little better. We had fun with it. It was pretty good. Crendor was apparently very good at that. We also did play Red Flags. Have yet to play Billionaire Banshee, but I did find a copy of that in the UK.
Man, I think
have it
Billionaire
now.
Banshee is better than Red Flags.
Well, the plan is we're gonna, since we just, I believe, got confirmation that we're gonna be doing a lounge at PAX West, by the looks of it. The schedule isn't out yet, but we're 99% certain there's gonna be a lounge panel. We have a theater for it, and Billionaire Banshee is on the list for that. So I'm gonna bring
Sick.
Billionaire Banshee and give that a shot.
Cool.
They're both kind of a similar games, like they're about dating, basically. Billionaire Banshee's a bit more out there, I would say. It's like, you want to date a unicorn spy vampire.
Unicorn
Or
spy?
something. Unicorn spy vampire. But Red Flags, very, very
I
simple
mean, I
game.
dated a mermaid.
Yep, you did date a mermaid. To be fair, I think you made the correct choice with that. It was a mermaid that owned a
don't.
castle and had
I'd
just the
rather
best
have a
hair.
mermaid that has
True,
her
sir.
life together than a train wreck of an IKEA person.
Absolutely. You made the right call with that one, I think.
Yeah.
Really
Then they'd ruin
simple
IKEA.
game, that. Really simple game. You literally have to make up dates for somebody, and then it's what I call a sales pitch game. There's quite a lot of games like that. We actually played one last night that was really fucking funny, that Jesse missed out on and will now
That
regret
was
for
great.
eternity.
I had to go be in the Empire.
You had
I'm
to
sorry.
go be a Star Wars. You had to go be a Star Wars. But we played Snake Oil, and that was
that's
fucking
like a
hilarious.
full-on pitch game.
It
Yeah.
literally is, yeah. So you draw a card for the judge who is the customer. So he's like, I am a nurse or whatever, and then you have a hand of 6 cards. You got to put together a fake product out of 2 cards, and then you put them together, and you've got 90 seconds to pitch. Oh, apparently the PAX schedule just went live, and the lounge panel is on it. So
Yo!
yep, we're
time?
confirmed in
Shit,
there. Great question, because we don't actually know that yet, do we? But
PAX West. I'll look it up.
that
Truck,
was
truck.
really you truck fuck you, truck.
I had 2 cards that were truck, so I made truck.
You made truck. I just went on the PAX West schedule site, and they said schedule information isn't available. So I don't know where that is. Someone let me know in chat where that is actually available.
We'll check on it during.
Yeah. And we'll let you know what the dates and where or the theaters that we'll be in are for those. Well, of course, be recording them for people anyway. But yeah, that game I think of all of the sort of sales pitch or draw cards and be humorous games, I think Snake Oil might be my favorite. That was a shitload of fun. I think you got to be with the right people who either maybe have some sales experience or kind of have the balls just to go for it and get full on in character. We had Octopimp in the group who did a great job.
He's probably the best one out of all of us.
He was, because he did the voices much better than we did. But that game is fucking hilarious. We're definitely going to be playing that during the PAX Lounge, there's no doubt. It's for me, like, games like that, I think have replaced stuff like Cards Against Humanity. Because to me, yeah, okay, for the first few times, Cards Against Humanity is funny, but it's like, I like to call it prosthetic humor. It's like humor for people that they don't have to be funny. They just put the cards out, and it's like the cards are funny for them. And I think that's only got, like, a limited amount of longevity to it. There's only so many times where it's like, what's the best recipe for noodles? Cum salad or whatever. You know, it's like, there's only... There's only so many times you can see that and be, or like, black people. It's like, that's, okay, that was funny maybe the first couple of times, then that's about
not funny. That's extremely racist.
It is. And I think like half the humor of that is like, haha, it wasn't my responsibility, it was the card's responsibility.
Yeah.
But I think I'm starting to prefer the ones where you got to kind of make a pitch around, you use the cards as a prompt, not as the entire joke. So that, you got to be a bit more creative about it, obviously, but I thought Snake Oil was amazing.
Light bulb.
Fucking.
I
He's like,
light bulb.
I was a fucking clown, and his product was light bulb.
You need light bulbs.
Just claimed to be the inventor of the light bulb.
Think of something funny. Ding.
The problem is he didn't. He just pitched a light bulb.
Said he needs.
That sounds more like Crendor to be fair.
There was no actual joke involved in
makeup, it. You need light bulbs to see.
He was being sincere about it. Like, it's just like, you need a light bulb. Nothing beats the abuse chair, though. That was something that came in. But yeah, Snake Oil, we'll definitely be playing that on Lounge. People are saying that, Commercial Lounge Live, 5:30 p.m. Saturday in the Sphinx Theater, according to the mobile guidebook. Okay. But it's not on the website yet, so we don't have 100% confirmation of that, but we'll put that out later. So yeah, that was a bunch of like board games that we played together, and card games. And they were great. Pretty happy with that. Question is, what have we actually been playing, and do we want to get into No Man's Sky yet, or do we want to wait till the...
Do you want to just get it out of the way? Should we do that?
Should we just get it out of the way?
Yeah. I've been having so much fun just following all of the people who have tried playing it and seeing what their immediate reaction is, because it's so varied.
It is, it's super divisive, this game.
My 2 men through a 2-minute review on No Man's Sky.
It's on point. 300,000
views.
What?
No Man's Sky right now is guaranteed views. So I did a video entitled, it was I came up with the most boring title possible for this, just deliberately so I couldn't be accused of fucking clickbaiting. My title is No Man's Sky isn't working well on PC for some people at the moment. 655,000 views.
I mean, that wasn't very strongly one way or the other.
No.
It was just,
Yeah. You laid it out there.
The facts.
Here's the all right. Up top, I have played 6 minutes of No Man's Sky to the point where it was so buggy that I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna wait till NVIDIA releases a driver or something. I'm not even gonna bother. Which I guess happened today. I don't know. So maybe
there was a drive came out today.
But I tried and could not. And what pissed me off is I tried, messed with the settings, load it back in, and it makes you go through this setup again where it's like loading your interface. I'm like, oh my god. Then it didn't work right. And I was like, fuck. So I tried it again.
And you had to restart the game every time you want to change a fucking option, which is a pain in the ass.
Oh, I was out. I was like, all right, I'll come back to this in a few days. But I think the interesting thing is, deep down in my core, I know I probably will not like this game because it looks very much just like exploration without the joy of discovery. It looks very, something about it just doesn't look exciting to me, right? There's no stakes in your exploration.
No, there are actually not. Having played it for significantly longer than 6 minutes, there are definitely not.
But I have seen videos where people have found this is a clue that is about a thing that leads you to a thing that's in the center of the gap. So there's nuggets of really cool stuff that I know I would love in this game. That's like, there's a secret sand snake and everyone on the internet's looking for this. Like, there's all these crazy things that are in the game that I'm like, that's fucking cool. All right. But at its core, it still looks like a game that would bore the shit out of me. But I'll give it a try when I finally boot it up today. But I don't know. Like, there's so much there to love, but it's just not the core of the game. It's like the auxiliary bullshit on the side, which is really disappointing.
I played 4 hours of it.
Yeah.
Solid 4 hours. I streamed like 3 hours of it. And I thought it was a great $25 early access game. I purchased this game for $25 and it was early access. I'm like, dude, they're going to do some cool stuff with this game. It's got like a nice base. We're going to work to it. But it's like,
it doesn't feel like a finished game.
It's absolutely not. 100% not. Like, it doesn't feel like a AAA $60 product of any description. It feels like the first release of a fairly competent early access game. Like, not one of those piece of shit ones that just are absolutely worthless, but one that had a really great concept and it's got the basic systems down. It's like, well, where could this go? You know, and that would feel great. But it's $60 in a box. And it was promoted heavily by Sony, and that to me is ridiculous. I mean,
like, you can buy Overwatch for less than that.
Yes, you can.
I think this is just one of those cases where it's a game that it has a very niche audience, but because visually the first trailer was so impactful and everyone was like, "Oh shit, look at the potential there." Once Sony jumped in on the hype train, like once everyone jumped in and started pushing this thing, it became more than it actually was. And I feel bad for the devs because I almost feel like they were thrown into like, this is gonna be the biggest game of the year, right, guys? And they're like, yeah, gonna be great. Like, I feel like they just were in over their heads on this one.
Half of me definitely feels sorry for them because, like, you know, the Hello Games guys are not bad people. I loved the first two games they made, which were basically two Excitebike clones. They're called Joe Danger and Joe Danger the movie, and they're super fucking fun. They're really cool, like, stuntman games. They're amazing. I love them. And then it's like, well, we're going to go through from that to creating an entire fucking universe, and it's all going to be procedurally generated. And our hype trailer at VGX was just insane in terms of the amount of press it got, and everyone blew it up, and Sony got on the bandwagon for marketing it. And yeah, you're right, because like if you boil down what No Man's Sky is to its very core, it is actually a very niche game. It's because it's not very fun. I mean, it's accessible, but it's initially accessible, but as soon as you dive into it, it's like they don't tell you fucking anything, you know. And
I mean that's like everybody's critique is exactly what they pitched. Like that's the game that they wanted to make. From like,
I will disagree with you on that one. Here's the problem, right? I think that you could interpret it that way, but the problem is, for the last 2 years, they've been so fucking vague about everything.
That's the problem.
To the point where they refuse to confirm or deny things. Like, there is literally a quote that I did a piece on this earlier today that I put out, which was just like a talk about the hype and the lead up in the last couple of years. And there are quotes from the developers directly that confirm things like PvP multiplayer, which literally doesn't exist in the game, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then there's quotes where they're just deliberately horrendously vague about what you do, the core gameplay loop, the systems within the game, and all that sort of thing. And I think as a direct result of that, they pitched a high-minded concept, and they pitched no specifics.
Right.
Well, if you remember, go back. You can go back to many episodes of this podcast where you sat here after a trailer was released and we're like,
What is this?
What is it? What is cloud gaming?
Yeah.
You know?
What is cloud gaming?
And it's one of those things where, you know, many people, not just us, have said, that was a cool trailer. What the hell was it we were looking at? Because there's nothing here to tell us what this game is. And even up until release, when you had multiple websites put out articles like, we sat down with the developers and we know exactly what this game is. Here's 6
and they don't.
Like, if that's what you have to tell us, if you have to literally make an article called 6 Things No Man's Sky Is, that's a problem for me. That's insane.
I mean, in days and weeks before the release, the developers, or when there was a leaked version, the developers were literally pleading with people, don't spoil yourself. And like, don't spoil yourself. Didn't you just say that this entire universe was procedurally generated and everyone would have a different experience? How could you possibly spoil yourself? Other than looking at what's at the center of the galaxy, how could you spoil yourself? Like,
Well,
it's like saying,
I mean-
oh, don't spoil yourself in Minecraft.
Well,
It's like,
people
no.
have found like records of robot wars and stuff.
Yeah, there is an actual story that you can find within it.
There are things like that I think they wanted to make sure people got to experience themselves.
People are finding, there's all sorts of like weird lore tidbits and
Yes.
like crazy Easter eggs and awesome. There's definitely something going on. Like I watched a friend literally just follow a thread that led to like a crazy shrine that led to like some. So there's something in this game, but that's not the game. It's like if you were
No.
playing a game and then you discovered a side quest that led you to something cool. That's what this game is. It's like little side missions that are not really the core gameplay, which is super depressing to me.
And here's the core problem with the core gameplay. It's all awful. Like every aspect of it. So I played it for about 6 hours, and I'm not going to play any more of it, and that because I hate it. Like I can't think of a game in recent memory that I've hated more than this. I mean, Dead by Daylight's pretty close, but I did have some fun with Dead by Daylight. I literally have had not a single iota of fun within the 6 hours of playing this game. And I was trying to think, why is it that I don't like this? And the answer to that was there's not a single component of the core gameplay loop, that being what you do on a regular basis, that I like. There's not a single system or mechanic which feels well fleshed out or in any way satisfying to do. So for those asking what you actually do in No Man's Sky, No Man's Sky is a first-person survival game in space. That is what it is. And I say that because the game is mostly about collecting resources and making sure that your bars don't go down to zero. If your fuel bars and your ship go down to zero, you can't take off until you got more fuel. If your oxygen bar goes down to zero, you die. If there's too much radiation, you die. If there's too much heat, you die. You know, you even have to get separate energy to even lift off. Like, there's different drives in the ship. Like the like liftoff thruster has a separate energy bar to the pulse drive, to the hyperdrive, and all that sort of thing. You have to recharge your damn mining laser. You have to get resources to basically do absolutely everything. And how do you get them? You mine them. And you mine them with a laser. You mine them with a laser that constantly overheats. You mine them with a laser that you constantly have to refill with more energy. And you do that through maybe the clunkiest inventory management system I have ever fucking seen, that has this infuriating slight delay on everything. Because it was designed for the PlayStation, you've got to hold down the E button to select anything. You don't just click it. No. You've got to hold it down for a fraction of a second. And you have no idea how infuriating that gets over a while.
That sounds obnoxious.
It is obnoxious as hell. Like, it doesn't sound too bad when you first hear it, but as about 20 minutes into the game, I was tearing my hair out what I have left of it as a result of this. It was like, it was a basic port issue. But the thing is that the game's supposedly about exploring planets, and people said, well, why didn't you just, go and explore the planet and enjoy it? I can't, because the game is constantly pestering me to refill my oxygen tanks, or refill my life support, or quick, you got to get out of here because the radiation level's too high, or blah, blah, blah. And it's constantly pestering to manage my inventory because you don't have enough fucking space ever to collect
that was
anything.
My biggest issue with it was like the inventory space is so small, and someone's like, well, it gets bigger. I'm like, well, it's not bigger right now. Like,
No, it's not. I don't want to work to get to that point. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So, like,
so
I was
much busy
throwing out-
work.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I got these things I can sell. And then I'm like, but I need to get fuel. So I'm going to throw them away because I need fuel. And they're like, why are you throwing away 13,000 units worth of thing? I'm like, because I can't fly to turn it in.
Turn it in the
Right.
first place. And you didn't know it was
No.
worth that much because you can't tell until you get to a damn trading post, in order to actually find that out in the first place.
Yeah, 'cause
And
the prices fluctuate and everything.
yeah,
And
they
then
do. There's no
The
real way to
biggest
track
problem,
that.
like, I don't mind that you need to like use resources to like refuel your gun or like get upgrades or upgrade your ship or whatever. My biggest thing was just the fuel. So it's like, all right, I want to go explore like the game says I can do. And then it's like, but you need to go mine. And I'm like, but I don't
Yes.
want to mine. I want to explore. If I want to mine for like upgrades and stuff, that's cool. But I want to just go
You've got to
explore.
mine for everything. I think
Yeah.
eventually you probably wouldn't because you could buy the resources you need if you happen to have enough money for that. But certainly at the start and in the first 6 hours, it literally is just mine. I mean, there's even just a bunch of tiny annoying little things about not only do you have barely any interface space, but you can't craft more than one thing at a time. It's like, the first thing it requires you to do is craft these 4 fucking sheets to repair your ship, and you've got to craft them individually, one at a fucking time. It's like, oh, god damn it. Everything about it annoys the fuck out of me. It's work. The game feels like work. I can't enjoy the experience of exploring a brand new planet because I know the planet is just a venue for mining shit.
Yeah.
Which is I think on the flip side, the crazy part is the people who really enjoy it are like, it's so relaxing. It's like you can just chill and have fun. And it's like it just takes you away from your worries.
Which is funny because so the 2 people that I saw talking about No Man's Sky first were Laura Kay and Jim Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura was like, this game stresses me the fuck out. And then Jim Sterling, because the thing that I thought was the most interesting potentially about No Man's Sky is seeing like what kind of creatures would be created.
Yes, yeah.
And Jim Sterling was like, I don't know. I mean, it's like a Lego system. They just take bits of other animals and then plop them together. And now I can't unsee it. And every time I see animals in this game, I'm like, it is. It's
it
like
is. It really is.
The head off this thing and the body of this thing and the feet of this thing are like, here you go, a new alien.
Yeah,
like,
it's certainly nowhere near as good as like Spore's generation system for creatures was a lot better. There's no doubt about that. You could generally see some really, amusing or well-designed or interesting creatures in Spore. This doesn't really have anything. It literally is, I have not come across a single creature. Ago. Yeah, it was, and Spore was kind of, also promised the moon and failed to deliver.
Spore was such a disappointment.
Yeah, it was.
I had a lot of hopes for that game.
Yeah, I mean, NMS, feels quite similar to that, but I could get over all of this if there was a single system in this game that I could enjoy. Everything is dull. Like, they say, oh, you can discover new creatures. You want to know how you do that? You point your cursor at them, and you hold zoom, and then it does analyze for 10 seconds. It's like, you found a new creature. This also includes rocks, incidentally. It's like, you found a new kind of rock. It's just like, it's like playing Pokemon Snap without any of the stakes. Like, none of the things ever try and run away or anything like that. It's like, here's a plant. It's like, great, how is that different than any of the other plants? Does it even matter? No, it's just if you discover all the plants on a planet, you get a bunch of extra money. It's like, I'm not going to do that. That's a pointless collectathon. None of discovering these plants and animals and rocks isn't fun at all. Like, there's nothing compelling about it. There's no stakes either. You did.
I couldn't get to the places to do it because I had to mine, and that was my biggest issue.
Oh, I'll tell you a story about mining. I'll tell you a damn story about mining. Right. This was what made me actually quit the game after 6 hours and say I'm never going back to this fucking thing again. And it was like, I needed plutonium to craft this thing called a bypass chip, which apparently would give me access to some random thing that I found in there. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to pop into this cave over here. That's probably got plutonium in it. So I'll pop into the cave entrance, and I go, and into the cave, I find the plutonium. I can't fucking get out of it. Like, I can't find the exit. This giant procedurally generated cave literally defies all laws of physics and geometry, because the cave takes me up into the sky, like where I absolutely knew the cave was not, because I saw that whole area was flat. But I was then above, like, the level of my ship, a couple of 100 meters above it. So I thought, oh, if I keep walking upwards, I'll eventually find an exit, right? No, it just kept going and going. I was like, this doesn't follow any laws of geometry or physics or anything. And I couldn't get out.
Yeah, aliens are playing mind games on you. Yeah.
It was insane. I was just at that point, I was like, this is like an example of when procedural generation goes wrong. Like, I don't like games that procedurally generate things, generally speaking. I like handcrafted stuff that was actually put together with a good reason and put together with some coherence, and it was there because the developer put it there, not because some random algorithm came up with it. Because random algorithms don't create interesting things, generally speaking. They create boring things. And every planet in No Man's Sky has felt that way to me. It's felt like the same planet with a different fucking filter on it and some randomly cobbled together creatures and plants that don't really look much different to the last one. So I'm just like, there's nothing I like here. The combat shit, the mining shit, the analysis is shit, the exploration is shit, the space flight is shit, the trading is shit, the communication is shit. The interaction with aliens is shit. Everything.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gave it 68 out of 100.
I feel like so many people are like, well, what could it be in a year? It's like, I don't give a fuck what it is in a year. I care what it is
Yeah.
now. And
So
to me, what
like-
it is.
I enjoyed the exploration part of it, like where everyone's like, I just relaxed playing it. Like I got that because I just like exploring in games. So I'm like, all right, I'm just chilling out, and everyone's watching the stream was like, yeah, this is really chill. But like once it got frustrating was when I had to start refueling everything. It's like, get your hyperdrive, you got to go get this, and I'm like, all right, I'll go to the trading thing. They're like, the trading thing doesn't have it here. So I'm like, okay, so I got to go mine. And I don't have enough inventory space. I'm like, okay, I just got to go. And then it was just,
Then's when it stops becoming relaxing, right?
yeah. So now I'm frustrated. And I was like,
Yeah,
well,
and land on any planet that has even like a slight bit of hostile environment, and that triples the stress because it's like, oh yeah, fuck, you got to refill your life support every 2 fucking minutes. Enjoy that and all that kind of shit. It's like, god damn it, this is.
That's why I said if I would have paid like $25 for it and it like was early access, I would have been fine with that. I'd been like, all right, this is great. I can't wait for more. But now I'm like, well, that was $60. AAA title, YOLO.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying like it's Minecraft in space. Like, no, it's not. It is not, because it has none of the things which makes Minecraft fun and enjoyable. You know, the success of Minecraft. You know, there's 2 elements to it. One, the survival mode was great, and secondly, the creative aspect of Minecraft is really, really good as well. You know, the ability to. Here's the thing about mining. Mining's only fun if you get to do something really cool with the stuff that you made afterwards.
Yeah.
In Minecraft, you build a fucking castle with it. In No Man's Sky, you build a +2 mining laser upgrade, which gets you mining 10% faster.
Yo.
Like, all the
Holla.
upgrades and stuff you find are dull. Like, again, like Terraria, another example. If we go exploring into a cave in Terraria, we'll probably find some fucking flaming sword or some other crazy other shit, which is interesting, or at least some crafting
I
materials.
can't wait to get back to exploring.
in Starbound, which is coming very soon over the next couple of weeks. That's a thing that we announced at Coxcon. That's going to happen. Starbound coming your way, which I have a feeling is going to be a much, much better game than No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, more like no can buy.
Oh!
I like No Man's Pie in the Sky because of all the promises that were made about it, but
Mm.
there is I don't have the desire to explore in No Man's Sky, whereas I had the desire to explore in Terraria all the time because I knew there'd probably be something cool in that cave. There'd be some awesome treasure or whatever. Go into a fucking cave or even just land on any planet in No Man's Sky. It's like, well, there'll be some materials that I can stack to refuel my drive. Maybe there'll be some random little trinket that I can sell, which has some cultural significance to this random alien species that I don't care about, but I can sell it for 5% more than market value because this trading station says I can. Whoopity fucking do. Let's collect some stacks of carbon to give to this alien in the station because then he'll teach me 1 word of his language or whatever. You know, that's kind of the only thing I found interesting about that game is the language system. That's like the idea of learning alien languages kind of word by word is kind of cool. And I thought that was pretty neat, but the whole game doesn't have a single system in it that I enjoy using. So I find the game to be awful as a result. Because I don't look at games like the potential of it or how brave an idea it was or what a technological achievement it was, because you play games. You know, games don't sit in a glass case for you to look at while you're sipping some expensive
That's
wine.
what collector's editions are for.
Oh, yes, indeed, quite. That's my plastic figurine. That's rather kosher. But kosher? Wow, that's not an artistic term at all.
Kosher plastic?
Kosher
Roll with it.
plastic.
Roll with it.
The
You
only
never had plastic, so you have kosher
I
plastic.
don't know, man. I only buy halal plastic. It's just
Oh.
the reality of it. You know, make sure that, yeah. Anyway, it's just like, it's, as a game, it's a terrible video game in my eyes. Like, it's just,
You know, it's no Reign of Kings.
I think
All I'm
there's a lot
saying
of
is
really bad survival games, but
107 hours I put into Reign of Kings.
yeah, and you could probably tell me why
Yeah.
you did. You know, tell me why you put 107 hours into it. Like, what is it that kept you playing that?
It's the multiplayer.
Yeah, well, I mean, that helps, doesn't it? You can make a lot of fun if you have more than one person.
Like when, you know, we're just a team and we find some guy chopping wood and he's been chopping wood all day, and then we go raid his house and take all his wood, and then he gets back and then he's like, what? And then we kill him and take the wood that was on him, and then he quits the game, and then we got a bunch of wood that we didn't have to work for.
Yep.
Because that was a meaningful interaction between you and a bunch of other
great.
players.
And then we use that to build a house, and then we get sieged. We get sieged by people, and then we go attack them. It's great because you have people interacting.
You built a thing. You know, your mining and your resource gathering paid off because you created something tangible with it. Whereas in No Man's Sky, you don't create anything tangible with it.
Also, you played with your friends.
Yeah,
you
and with your friends again.
Fun with your friends.
Yeah.
I bet No Man's Sky would be great if you could fly around with your friends and like
it would
discover
be a
stuff
fuckload
together.
more fun. I mean, I can guarantee you that, but you can't. Yeah. So if you're gonna make a single player survival game, you got to be damn good at it. I mean, you've got to be fucking Don't Starve level of good at that point, and even that has multiplayer now.
Oh yeah, and we also got a fan that was watching the stream, and he tried to join us, and so we made him our slave and named him Wood Bitch, and he went and got us wood, and then I
remember this story.
Yeah, Sam would yell at him, G-Mart would whip him. And he'd go get us wood.
There's a keyword that I like. You know, you just mentioned there, story, right? I haven't come outside of the cave story that I just told you about, which was literally just bullshit. And you know, I didn't come off with that memorable story because I enjoyed it. I came off with this memorable story because I fucking hated it. You don't come away. I never came away from No Man's Sky like with any stories to tell about some awesome thing that I found or whatever. And I felt like that's what people really wanted out of the game. And that's what they imagined they'd have. You know, sharing stories with their friends of this amazing creature they found or this amazing discovery. And there doesn't appear to just be any of that. You know, it's just another planet with more resources on it, with shitty-looking creatures that were generated from a small pool of stuff, with a different Instagram filter over the atmosphere. At least the music's good. At least the music's good. The music's great. I'll listen to the soundtrack all day long. Yeah. I hate it. I literally hate it. It's the worst game I played all year. And I'm not exaggerating.
Shaka bra.
Shaka bra.
No Man's Sky. Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens when Jesse goes back to it. I'm curious.
I'm curious to hear how Jesse feels about it too. Yeah. And hopefully this whole, you know, conversation of, wow, what a fucking terrible game doesn't, you know, sway you.
No, you're going to hate it.
Just, like,
you'll definitely hate it. I know you will.
Crendor probably knows me very well in the fact that I will, at its core, I'll be like, I don't care enough. But I want to see what those like expanded story things are, what all the like finding, because a game like Submerged or Journey or ABZU, those games where it's just like you just go around and see cool stuff, and like I dig that. I dig those games where like it's just visually a treat and it's pretty relaxing and you're not like going too crazy.
Still have
just
a relatively clear objective, though. You know,
right.
ABZU and Journey are both directed experiences, and they're well paced too. You know, I'm sure we'll talk about ABZU later because you've beaten it, right, Dodger? We'll talk about that in the second hour. Yeah.
But all those games where it's just like at its core, it's a very much like you're just exploring and seeing things and finding stuff. But you're right. All those have a goal. Like there's a clear ending. I literally just spoiled the ending for No Man's Sky for myself right now, and I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say I'm disappointed. That's it.
Oh yeah, I watched the ending myself as well. I'm like, that was it, really? That was the secret?
I'm just
okay.
Oh shit.
Because I had to look it up because I was like, all right, what is the ending to this game? Like, if it's a game about nothing, if it's the Seinfeld of video games, what is the ending? And I was like, oh yeah, no, that makes perfect sense for what this game is. Yeah. So I won't even talk about it. Go look it up if that's your thing.
Indeed. And in the meantime, if you want to read more about it, there's a huge post that just went up 4 hours ago on the No Man's Sky subreddit, which is a massive list of everything that was confirmed and promised and that isn't there. And it goes on and on. Really well researched. It's like basically what we got versus what we were sold on. I was like, wow.
That sounds about right.
You know, and bear in mind, I have not been keeping detailed track of this game like these guys have. And they was like, yeah, these are over the last few years, this is the stuff that they said we'd have or they showed and wasn't in the final product. It's like, whoa, okay, that's a lot. So yeah, it has disappointed a lot of people, and those who are enjoying it, great. Please don't let what I just said or what we just said affect that. If you're having fun with it, that's awesome. That's great. I wish I could be having fun with you, but Well, it doesn't have multiplayer, so that ain't gonna happen.
Like I said, it's a niche game. It's a game that is for a very specific group of gamer, and that's totally cool. The problem is it was hyped as being more than what it was. Like Crendor nailed his 2-minute review. This is legit just like a really nice $20 indie game. Like this is a Steam indie game that somehow got blown up to be more than it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Yeah. And I do, to some degree, feel sorry for the developers, definitely. I have a degree of sympathy. I'm not like, oh, God, they're a bunch of lying bastards. They misled a generation. Like, no. They definitely said some things that weren't true, no doubt about that, but they're not evil. They're not malicious.
I do have another question, and this goes to you guys. On console release, everyone that I follow on Twitter was like, damn, this game's awesome. On PC release, everyone was like, fuck this game. Like, and then there was a tidal wave of this game's bad on PC release. But in that first couple days, everyone I knew who was playing it on console was like, so is it any good? Like, I feel like this game's going to suck. And everyone was like, no, dude, this game is like really, really good. Like at first I was like, what is going on? But now it's just amazing. And it's weird that it's two totally different experiences.
Standards. I think it's also a difference in like the games that are available. We have so many fucking early access survival games already available on PC, right? Like, and that is what No Man's Sky is. It's an early access survival game, whether they want to argue that or not. And on PlayStation 4, they don't have much of that at all. So I have a feeling it was just like they were desperate for something like that, and it came along, and that was enough for them. I think it is just a difference in standards, generally speaking.
Yeah. Well, we're oversaturated with it, and they're just like, wow, a new thing.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's like if you go and play something like Subnautica, you can probably say, I've played a bit of that. I have to say I haven't probably played enough to make a good assessment, but everything in Subnautica to me is like better than anything that's in No Man's Sky. And that's still in early access, but we have a bunch of other games that are also like that on PC. So, like, No Man's Sky, as much as it was marketed as being like something completely different, actually it's really not. Not to mention we have a bunch of good space games on PC as well, whereas PS4 doesn't have that. You know, what other game could you go flying off into space in on the PlayStation 4? Destiny, yeah. Enjoy the loading screen flying in space. That's literally it. You know? So, yeah, I guess that's why. And then the people are like, oh, it runs great on PS4. Yeah, fuck you. 30 FPS or lower, come on. But, yeah. It also probably didn't help that it ran like absolute dog shit for most people on PC when it launched as well. So, people are very sensitive to that. Yeah, so that's our No Man's Sky talk, I guess. I'll be interested to see if you guys play it at some point. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. That would be really cool. But in the meantime, we'd love to give you sponsor promotion. Absolutely.
Yay!
We're going to sell out hard for the next 3 minutes for squarespace.com/cooptional, and we'll be right back after the break talking about other, less depressing games. You're watching the Co-Optional podcast. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Crendor. Huh. You seem a bit down.
How can you tell?
Actually, that's a good point. You always look like that. Let's try the ad again. Squarespace.com/cooptional. Set your website apart. Crendor, you've really been moping around the place lately. What's wrong?
This is how I always move.
Damn. Yeah, actually, you're right. Sorry. This won't work either. Reset. Let's go again. Squarespace.com/cooptional. Set your website apart. Crendor, I've been informed by your significant other, who has absolute accurate knowledge of these things and can't possibly be mistaken, that something has made you even more depressed than usual, and now, in possession of those specific and 100% accurate facts, I demand an explanation.
I don't know, man. It's Jesse lately. Ever since the success of Coxcon, he's been different somehow. He's started unfollowing people on Twitter. He missed a lunch meeting, then tried to show up 2 hours later and didn't even apologize. He's going all Hollywood on us, and I think we might be losing him.
Oh, I've seen it many times before. You get a small army of people showing up to worship upon your golden altar, and suddenly you think you own the universe. I think you need to take him down a peg or two. Give him a serious ego check.
But how can I do that? My cruisers cannot repel ego of that magnitude.
How about you beat him at his own game? Set up your own convention. Show him you can do just as well without him.
That sounds like a lot of effort. Can I just not do that thing?
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess so. Oh, crap. Okay, reset the ad. We're going again.
Stop, stop, stop! You can't just keep restarting the ad every time Crendor is uncooperative. We'll be here all day.
Ah, yes, it's as you say, spare TotalBiscuit. Now, return to your charging post.
We must continue the promotion.
Crendor, I know you can do it! You just have to believe in yourself. The first thing you need is a website so people can find out about your convention, and I've got just the place. You like effort, right?
Absolutely not.
Then squarespace.com/cooptional is your perfect solution.
If you use that link, you'll even get 10% off your first order without ever having to earn it. Squarespace is a service that lets you build a website for whatever you'd like with absolutely no experience required and, more importantly, bare minimum effort.
Bare minimum?
Absolutely. They do the vast majority of the work for you with incredible professional templates for almost any purpose. Just slot in the information you'd like, add a few pictures, and there you go. You have a website. You can even sell your tickets and merchandise for the convention via simple, secure, yet powerful e-commerce tools. Now all you need is a good name for your event so that you can grab a new Squarespace domain and start your convention domination.
How about Condor?
That's a bird. There are various search engine optimization complications with that. Also, it's a bird.
CrenCon.
That sounds like a treatment for constipation.
Truck.
Yeah, sure, whatever, that'll do fine. Just get on with it. Squarespace, build a website for whatever you'd like with no experience required and bare minimum effort. Go to squarespace.com/cooptional for 10% off your first order and start building your website today. You can also grab your domain name at the same time with new Squarespace domains. Simple to set up, reliable, and no hidden fees. Squarespace, set your website apart. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Optional Podcast. Right, we're away from the depressing stuff. Let's talk about other video games. Dodger, what have you been playing this week? Oh, wait, you've been playing Camp Salad. What were you playing before that? You're muted.
Played ABZU.
ABZU? Is it ABZU or ASBU? It's ABZU, right?
It's ABZU.
ABZU,
yeah.
Yes. What does that mean anything?
I know that the story of it is, chat can correct me, but I think it's a Mesopotamian legend.
Oh, cool.
It's literally Journey Underwater.
Yes.
It has all of the same beats inside of it. It's about 2 hours long. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And it does the same sort of like, oh, I'm getting like little bits of story and little bits of story and little bits of story. And then, oh my God. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. You know, it hits you with stuff at a certain point when it really makes sense. But yeah, it's weird. This game, I did not really have it on my radar because all of the promotional imagery I had seen of it made it seem like it didn't really have an objective, you know,
Yes.
like it was more of just I'm going to swim around and look at fish game, which is how it feels for the first hour or so is like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm
it
going
totally
into
does,
different
yeah.
areas. I'm seeing different types of fish. I'm getting to different like depths of water and stuff like that. And then it all comes together and points you in a direction of like a really specific story. But it does have lots of elements for people who are looking for that game. Like if you hit that story point and you're like, oh, this is cool, but like I really just enjoyed the like looking at fish thing. In every single area, they have a specific statue that's like a meditation statue, and you can sit on it and hit a button and you can go between all of the different fish that are in the area. So you can look at all of the different fish, you can watch them swim around. It tells you what their name is. If the fish is big enough, you can hold on to it and you can like steer
You can ride it. Yeah.
You can, yeah. The dolphins, I didn't realize that you could steer them at first. So I was just letting them like swim wherever. And then somebody was like, oh my God, if you just like point it upward, if you're on a dolphin or something like that, if you point it upward, it'll jump with you out of the water. And I was like, no way. And it was so fun. Like really, really cool.
Remind me of Echo the Dolphin on the Dreamcast to the first level where I spent like hours just doing that, jumping out of the water with my dolphin friends before everything went to hell. There's a lot of that. And none of these fish are procedurally generated as far as I'm aware. They're all handcrafted fish, which is lovely.
It's beautiful. Like a really, really beautiful game that winds up also just being a good, succinct story. Yeah, I loved it. And I think, again, because I didn't really expect anything out of it aside from, okay, I guess we'll play this game where you swim around and look at cool fish. And it wound up being Journey Underwater, which was great.
Which is appropriate because 2 of the developers are from the Journey's team. Actually.
Yes, the composer and the art director, I think.
Yeah. The music is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic.
As is the art. You know, it looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. That is a game that, in my eyes, is very is more of a sort of walk in the woods, relaxing experience. You know, there's a couple of stressful little parts of it. I've only got about an hour through it. I'm not done with it yet. There's a couple of stressful parts, it's like, oh, there's a shark. Oh shit. Or but most of it is fairly meditative. You know, you could chill in that game. You can swim with fish, and the fish realistically swim around you, just like that amazing Call of Duty game we saw a while ago at some random E3. You can ride different animals, like I can get on a big sea turtle or this giant trout thing or whatever. It's
right.
It is good. It's enjoyable. It's chill.
Yeah. The few puzzles that they employ into the game, I wouldn't even necessarily call them puzzles. It's just like sequences that you have to do in a certain order.
Well, that's like Journey as well, right? Like Journey
that's
had
all very simple.
It paid lip service to platforming and stuff like that, you know, and puzzles. It never actually really challenged you with anything.
Yeah. But I would, definitely finish it. TV, definitely finish it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to finish it. Yeah. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Tell me what you think. Yeah.
play
Jesse,
that in VR,
you or
actually.
WoWCrendor play it?
No.
No.
I haven't played
Anything.
I've played some things, but I haven't played that thing.
They haven't played that thing. There you go.
It's great. It's only a couple hours, man. It's a great experience. You should play it.
Okay.
Well, what have you been playing then, Crendor?
Well, earlier today, I actually played Death Road to Canada.
Yes.
TV said it was good, so I made a
Okay.
video out of it. It's been rendering this whole time.
You're all in my Death Road to Canada video, by the way.
I used your character file.
Yeah.
I was too lazy to make everyone, so it's like, oh, this will be easy. So it was me and you at first, and then the adventure continued on, and I won't spoil it, but things occurred. And
Thanks. Great. That's awesome information.
I feel spoiled. I feel
Things
so
occurred.
spoiled.
it was a
Crendor
very
and
fun
TV
game.
on the road. Things occurred.
Things occurred.
Who else? At least tell us who else showed up, because I made 17 damn YouTubers, all with their
let's
own different
see.
traits and
There
hairstyles.
was Davis,
David showed up.
Cinnamon Toast Ken,
Yeah.
Jesse.
Jesse's a kung fu master,
He is
but
kung
also
fu
a sheriff.
Well, no shit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Naturally.
They call me Kung Fu Sheriff.
Dodger's a trait is explorer. Her perk is explorer, but her trait is obnoxious, and she's very small
Great.
with Bulma-colored hair.
Yeah.
She always gets
Absolutely
eaten by the
true.
zombies, and then we
Sounds
throw-
like the kind of person to go cowboy camping, if you ask me.
There may have been one more, and then that was it. But it was very fun. I really like that game. I'm definitely gonna play more of that game. This is awesome.
It's definitely got its moments. Like I have to wonder how many weird events it's got, because it plays it's quite like a zombie version of Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
But there's already been a zombie version of Oregon Trail. It's called Oregon Trail. This
Yeah,
I enjoy a bit more because it's also got kind of a looting and brawling aspect where you go through little areas and you've got to fight off the zombies in order to get loot and stuff, which is where like the
die.
perks come in. You get weapons that can break. You get weapon skill. Jesse has this like 5-point palm exploding heart technique strike or whatever. So he just kung fu chops all the zombies to death while you loot
Perfect.
all the shit.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It feels like some of the events can go like multiple ways too, or like you
Yes.
climbed a tree and it's like it was fine, and I'm like, I'm sure there's one where it's like you fell out of the tree and broke something.
Yeah. There's definitely stuff like that, especially when if your car runs out of petrol and you have to run along the road, a lot of bad
yeah.
shit happens to you. It's like there's even one event which is just like, nothing really bad happened. This is just really depressing. Everybody loses their morale. It's like, what the fuck? Come on.
Yeah. I also wanted to play the game with the Greeks destroying everything.
I played that earlier today. Yeah. How do you pronounce it? It begins with an O. Okhlos. Yes. Jesse, you got code for Okhlos as well, didn't you? The Greek mob game?
Yes.
Greek mob game.
Greek mob game,
I
yeah.
love that game. Holy shit. The basic gist is you are a prophet. And
You're a philosopher, yeah.
Yeah. You're basically just like an educated individual, and you're like, the gods aren't real. Let's go F those guys up. And so go around gathering mobs of what look like, I don't know, Nintendo 64 level like style characters, like Joe and Mac style, like, and you go around and you gather people, and you can get anyone from soldiers to like people who can defend. You have just regular riders. You can go grab slaves, and they can carry meat and things for you.
Yeah.
And the basic gist is you fight off all these different enemies and get to a boss battle. And the boss battle is with one of the different
gods.
Greek
Yeah.
And so
then you beat the shit out of them.
Oh yeah, I fought Artemis and Ares so far. I'm trying to think who else I fought. Oh, it's super fun. It's a ton of fun.
And Hera. Hera's a pain in the ass. Jesus.
If you and what happens is your leader, if he dies, then just one of your people in your group is like, I'm the new leader, and he takes over, and then you can just go around and keep murdering people. It's great.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
It plays a bit like Pikmin. It's a fairly amusing game, like humor wise. Like the mob will say a bunch of different shit. You probably have seen it at some point. You know, you just get a giant mob of people. You can also have animals in your mob. Like you have infinite number. They don't do anything, but they just join you. So you've got like fucking horses and cats and shit and everything in there.
Game.
You have played it. I thought you might have.
And what you can do is like if you get, let's say you get 10 soldiers. If you go into the area between levels, there's a vendor there who's like, yo, if you give me 8 of those soldiers, I'll give you this super soldier guy.
Hero,
who looks like Elvis for some reason. And he'll give you a buff of like 20% damage to everyone. You're like, I'm in, take these soldiers. Because you can only have such a large group of followers before you max out. So you have to keep trading in guys to get better units.
Yes.
So eventually you have like a super strong army of like philosophers and assassins. And it's a ton of fun. It's a silly fun game. I love it.
It is ridiculous. I think also when you die, you kind of go back to the start, but you unlock a bunch of new stuff. So I think the first one I died on like the third boss fight or whatever, and I got an unlocked hero that I get to start with called Baron von Munchausen, I believe, or whatever. And he joins me, and then I got another hero and stuff like that. You can unlock different classes of rioters, and then different classes of heroes and starting buffs and stuff like that. But it's sort of a bit Pikmin-esque. You know, you sort of hold down the button in the direction that you want the mob to go attack. It's like, go forth! You know, fly my pretties. And they go and just mob it and just beat the shit out of it. You hold the right mouse button to have them defend. So if you're having fireballs thrown at it, you can have them defend to reduce damage. You can also have them collapse into a small group. So there are certain areas of the level which have traps in them, so you've got to like move them carefully through that. You can't just rampage through the level because you probably run into a bunch of traps and die. Or you just tear down buildings.
Or
just do that. Yeah, you can totally tear down buildings.
Tear down cities, and it's like, get out the way, Greece.
Yeah, it is quite silly. I played a couple of hours of it. Someone described it as a single-player realm of the Mad God. Yeah, actually, kind of, yeah. You have a giant mob of shit, and you throw it in the general direction of that enemy, and you murder it with a mob of ancient Greeks.
Super fun.
Yeah, it's coming out in a few days, I think. It is kind of funny. There's a lot of really good references and stuff in there as well, so yeah, you may very well enjoy that. It is very silly.
Yeah, I'm excited to play that. And I played New Karazhan expansion Hearthstone.
Oh yeah, I've only played a couple of encounters of that so far.
How is that? Is it the disco adventure we all want?
It is the disco
It kind
adventure.
of is, yeah.
The first boss is like you fight the dinnerware, so it's like a plate and
the
a
silverware
fork.
golem.
Yeah, the silverware golem.
What?
Oh god, that fucking fight is like he spawns. He has a power that summons cups. And then he could summon forks, plate. Oh, no, he summons plates. But if he summons a cup, that buffs the plates. And all that shit like that.
Knife.
Of course.
5-1 knife with like a make plates taunt.
Yeah,
so all the
that's
plates
really
have taunt,
annoying.
and the knife just kills you.
Yeah.
It's great. And then there's also Prince Malchazar right when you get in, which is a really fun fight.
Yeah, because you fight him as Medivh, who has a bunch of really awesome, powerful
Yeah.
spells. So if you want to do like a 37 damage Pyroblast, you get to do that, because it gets kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and then they have chess event. Chess event was really cool.
I'm told
I
that's
don't know if you
awesome.
played
I
that.
haven't played it yet.
Yeah,
It's
it was
like
really
a
good.
interesting boss fight. Like, all the boss fights this time around seem to be even more interesting mechanically than the stuff they've done before.
It's definitely the best adventure they've put out, and it's only been like one wing, so I'm excited to see what the other wings are.
There's 3 or 4 more, right?
Yeah. And then me and Jesse streamed Legion pre-launch.
What do you
I
reckon?
saw all of Jesse's tweets.
Yeah.
So happy. Really, really loves it.
I like everything about it except for the normal Warcraft bullshit that they do. Like,
Yeah.
everyone knows what I'm talking about when it's like, yeah, no, so there's 4 weeks until the expansion comes out, so we're just going to give you a bunch of bullshit to do until then. But every Tuesday you get like a new story bit added to it. So last Tuesday was like the new Broken Shore event with a bunch of cool cutscenes and like you're fighting demons and shit. And Crendor and I were like, that was a ton of fun. I had a lot of fun playing that. The bit after that was like, yeah, no, now you have to go do zone invasion events where on PvP servers everyone's flagged, but you all have to work together to kill an enemy.
Jesus.
So it's literally like everyone killing everyone and nothing getting done. You're like, this is
The thing is, you get credit for it, even if you're not like doing anything. So all I did was
Yes.
like, I sat there as a ghost. I just res with like.
So literally what it is now is it's one faction is doing all the work, and whatever faction has the minority just flies above it and doesn't help. So it's takes twice as long, and you just sit there and like, all right, well, I got credit for that, cool, and then you just like read a book or some shit because you're bored. It is so
Weird.
dumb. And then today they released a new story bit that I played right before I got on for the podcast, and it literally is like, hey, we're really quickly over the course of 2 small quests going to reveal to you something really major that if you read the Chronicle book, the this bad boy, if you read this book, you learn that the planet has a Titan inside of it. But only if reading this book would you know that, except for this one quest today where they're like, a guy's like, hey, did you know that Azeroth has a Titan in it? That's cool, all right. That's the line. And it's like,
All right.
if you're playing that's what I tweeted today. I was like, if you're playing this game, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Wait, what? Because it comes out of nowhere. It literally is like, that explains why everyone wants to mess with Azeroth. Get it? No, because that's the stupidest, like, poorly written dialogue in a game I've ever read. Oh yeah, it's so. But yeah, they released like 3 quests today, and then apparently there's more, but it just cuts off because they have to release 3 next week. So it's like, hey, we could have released all 6 that were in the beta. We're gonna do 3 and 3. Like, all right, cool. So, Warcraft bullshit, where it's like, all right, everyone knows that Legion comes out on the 30th, and it's gonna be the longest. Like, the last month before an expansion is the longest, most boring shit in all of Warcraft. It's garbage. The expansion will come out. Crendor and I will play it and be like, this is great. And then, it'll be more garbage. It'll be like, now go grind reps.
It's great fun for about a month.
Yeah.
And then the reality of the MMO hits in again. You're like, yes, the grinding I'm accustomed to.
Isn't there a new season of Diablo too?
Yeah, the last season of Diablo angered me in that they got rid of like, we're not gonna do cool armor stuff and like special things. It's all random now. Like it I don't know. I liked it when it was like, this season gave you this and this season gave you this.
Right.
And now it's like everyone can get anything. Fuck it. And now I have no like desire to, like, there's nothing in me that's like, you better get that before it's gone. It's not like the Overwatch shit where it's like, hey, yo, you want this Lucio skin? Fuck you. You have 2 weeks to get it. Like, that's
You can't buy it like the other normal stuff.
That-
That's
do we
whatever.
all sort of agree that the thing with Overwatch skins right now is a bit bullshit?
look,
Are we sort of all on the same page on that one?
I'm with you. Jeff Kaplan did an interview that was like, hey guys, I don't know why everyone's so worked up. I learned everything I learned from when I worked on Warcraft, and next year we're gonna bring it back, so you have a chance in a year from now to get it. I was like, that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable to me.
It's like, well, one, that kind of sucks balls because I was hoping for something new next year, so that means you're going to repeat it, which isn't good.
Yeah.
The Olympics, that happens every year.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
In Rio, every year.
The Rio Olympics.
It's known for that, yeah. But secondly, like, I mean, ultimately, it is just skins, so I don't really care a huge amount, but it irks me simply because it's like, right, with the previous skin system, you can either... You open the loot boxes, or, and eventually you'll probably earn enough currency to get the thing you want, right? Eventually.
Yeah.
Takes a bit of time, takes a lot of time possibly, but depending on how lucky you are, but you'll probably earn enough to get it. I mean, in theory, you could buy an infinite number of crates in this event and not get the skin you want, and there's no other fucking way to get it. Which, to me, seems ridiculous, and the justification for it is, well, we want some things to be rare.
I mean, Hearthstone cards, there's rare cards, and you don't have to... You can craft those just...
Yeah, you can craft them. I feel like you've got to always have more than one way to get something. Yeah. And in this case, if you didn't want people to spend in-game currency, which I think is ridiculous, you should let them spend fucking in-game currency, for God's sake. It's not like people have a huge amount of it. It doesn't drop that often, and the actual disenchantment rates that you get for duplicate skins are awfully low.
Yeah.
If you're not going to let them buy it for that, at least let them buy the skin outright. Just fucking put a price tag on it. Let me do what you can do in Heroes of the Storm. Like, I want that skin, $5. I want that skin, $10. Done. I get the thing that I want. For fuck's sake, I literally have got 3 of the same legendary Lucio skin in this event. Like, 3 of the same one, the track and field, like, footballer Lucio or whatever. I was like, great. That gave me a bunch of currency. I actually got 2 legendary currency drops during the event as well. I can't use them to buy the new skins.
Well, I'm with you on this. Like, when I first logged in, I was like, oh shit, I have got 3,000 coins to spend. I'm gonna buy these motherfuckers. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you can't buy them? Okay. And I was like, well, fuck it. $39, let's do this.
Yeah, I bought like $39 a boxes,
got 50 of the boxes, started opening them, and I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, oh shit, I got the Zarya skin. That's cool. I go look at Zarya. She has 2. There's a variant. And I was like, wait, fuck you, Blizzard. It was like a moment of just like, there's no way, unless you're just going to like start throwing money at Blizzard.
Unless you're Sam, who spent like $140 just right then.
And he probably still doesn't have everything. Like,
no, he does.
He actually got everything?
Yeah.
He made sure he got everything.
I don't.
That's why he kept buying boxes.
I mean, I probably would have if I hadn't had
Lucio
2
ball.
legendary currency drops and
shit.
3 of the same Lucio skin, which I then can't use to buy the other skins, so I don't have the Zarya skin and a bunch of other stuff.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, they could have at least had to drop a different kind of currency, like a summer currency or something that you could train, or use the currency to buy loot boxes of that type. Anything that's more reliable than random bullshit with no other way to get it.
The worst part is you have normal loot boxes, which give you the normal rewards. Summer loot boxes, which give you normal plus the new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So the mix, like if it was just getting the new stuff, I'd be fine.
If it was just getting new stuff,
Yeah.
So I open it, and half the things I have, I'm like, wait, this is fucking garbage. I cannot even stress to you how much I hate this thing.
It's a silly system. It really is.
It's like the Hearthstone thing again, where it's like you could like, oh man, I'm gonna open these cool new packs. And it's like, oh, I'm getting classic cards in it. That's neat.
Yeah, it
doesn't need to be that way.
Sort of like that, but it just like, it's not a big deal to me because it is just skins, whatever. And I'm always going to say, look, skin microtransactions are fine, but there are ways you can do skin microtransactions which are less obnoxious than this. And this is just pissing people off. Like the question you have to ask is, did this business decision make anybody happy other than our accountants? And if the answer is no, then maybe rethink it a little bit. Maybe.
What about the people like can't even spend that much money? Like, oh man, I get a summer loot box and it has nothing summer.
Literally no
nothing
summer
in
stuff
it.
in it.
No summer in it.
Yeah, the fact that it can have no summer stuff in it, that I think is the biggest kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
If it was all summer stuff guaranteed, I was like, all right, well, at least it came out of that event with a few summer sprays and maybe a decent-ish skin or a cool pose or whatever, great. But you can literally get a bunch of shit from the classic game that you already own, which turns into currency that you can't then spend on the summer stuff. Which is,
the most insulting thing is the little tiny stuff they've added that can only be found here. We're like, Mercy going, piece of cake is exclusive to the summer event. Like, what? Why? Why is that the case? It's so dumb. I can't
don't
even.
know.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not. I've learned over the last 48 hours that if you give Blizzard any kind of shit on Twitter, the fanboys will come out in force. Holy shit!
Oh, definitely. And I think there's a balance to strike. Apparently, yes, it's one guaranteed summer item. I know this, but it's often just a spray, you know. And I'm not one of the people that say, "Oh, sprays are fucking useless." Like they're not. You know, it's cool, but it's not a big deal. You know, a lot of the people are not going to get that excited over a spray or a voice line, especially when most of the voice lines aren't even summer themed. Like I thought they'd be all like sports themed or something, and like they're not. They're literally just other lines. I'm like, what?
Hey, let's put the ball in the net. They're just like, I gotta kill.
Yeah,
Like, all right.
yeah. I got a McCree one that was just like something about high noon. I'm like, okay, great. That's got nothing to do with anything summer games related or whatever. It's, you know, it is, you know, let's call it what it is. You know, it's a silly and greedy move from Blizzard. Does it affect the game? No. Is it still greedy? Did they have to do it that way? No, they didn't have to do it that way, and yes, it is. It's okay to call them out for that. Yeah. That doesn't make the game shit. The game's still great. The game's getting better.
Literally everything I try to say is like, just because I have a complaint doesn't mean I'm like, I hate it. Like,
I have a complaint because I'm still playing it.
Terrible game. Yeah.
Yes, I'm allowed to say that the summer event is kind of a cheap move on Blizzard's part. I'm allowed to say that the invasions in WoW are shit and I don't like them. I'm allowed to say all sorts of wonderful things because I'm a fan. It's like
it's like a friendship. Just because you get pissed off that a person did something doesn't mean that you're not friends anymore, unless they did something real bad.
Oh, let's keep doing that shit.
Cowboy camping.
Jesse, if you want to go cowboy camping so bad, you can come with me next time.
Fuck your camping salad.
This is all coming from a place of like missing out, FOMO. You have those FOMO feelings. You want that cowboy experience, seeing the meteor shower under the beautiful night sky.
I'll go as long as I can bring a guitar and you pretend to be Coyote and you sing along with me.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. God. Done. Great.
Okay.
You to let her
fucking hell.
Singing on the range.
Goddamn camping salad.
Yeah.
Right.
We played Lucio Ball though. I enjoyed that.
That's a ton of fun.
I actually haven't tried
super
that yet.
Fun.
But
Rocket League, Overwatch, it's great.
It must be better than literally all the other brawls that are all horribly shit.
Well, it's the first one that isn't just like, let's change one aspect of normal Overwatch.
They put effort into it.
It's like a totally different game mode.
It's night and day between the Hearthstone brawls, which are almost always really fun, and the fucking Overwatch brawls, which are like, what if you could only play 2 characters? Like, no, that's boring. Why would that's worse.
I've been okay with those up until now because almost every time it's focused on characters that I don't play, and it's forced me to play that character. Oh, so you're using it as a
training thing? Okay.
Yeah.
I can see the usefulness of that, sure.
And the Pharah and Mercy brawl where everybody was literally flying constantly was hilarious.
That was a ton of fun. Yeah.
I thought that was just
the arcade mode. Arcade mode's a bunch of fun where everyone's
arcade
like,
mode is fun,
I have all my abilities. Like that's
all
fun.
the time. Yeah.
The slam mode. Reinhardt slams all day.
Slamwich. Gotta get that slamwich in.
That's we slamwich.
Come on and slam.
But
I
think
to the jam.
The Lucio Ball brawl literally just took it up to another level, and it's so good.
Yeah.
I have nothing but good things to say about it. Literally, after losing 5 competitive games in a row, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go Lucio Brawl. Like, that's where, like, it's so relaxing and it's like such a better in-game mode than anything they've done so far. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, like they should keep it as like an actual mode.
Absolutely.
All the time. Me, Benji, and Sam, we formed a team, the ultimate team, and we won 9 out of 10 games after we established our team chemistry.
They're not
I was
ultimate.
gonna say
not ultimate.
Yeah. That wasn't the final count. I watched those streams.
He's a lying son of a bitch, is what he is.
First day we played, we had some chemistry issues. We only went like 4 and 5 or something. That didn't really count. That was practice.
Sure.
Then the next time we streamed, a few days later, we went 9 wins, 1 loss. Is great. We were a full-on dominant force.
You know what? I'm going to trust the cowboy on this one. I feel like she knows what's up. Something honest about her.
You missed it. It's great.
There was definitely an entire hour that I watched where you guys did not win once. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
We did not mesh as a team. LeBron, Dwayne Wade, they didn't win for a few years. But once they did, bam, unstoppable. That's what we were. I was LeBron.
Of course. I mean, who else?
Naturally.
Yeah. And we were great. I loved it. It was very fun, and I want to keep playing it more.
Cool.
Yes. I think, have I played anything else this week? Let me look. Let me look at the old games library. I don't think I did. No. I mean, the other thing I could talk about is Vive. Because I know you just got a Vive.
Who?
TotalBiscuit TV.
No.
He's had a Vive.
I've had Vive and Oculus since they came out.
Oh, Jen got a Vive.
Jen got a Vive, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Jen's actually had a Vive for like a month. She just didn't do anything with it. Just now set it up. She played
the setup.
Yeah, she only was convinced to set it up when she heard about the Everest experience because she really wanted to climb mountains and stuff. So she did the Everest experience and quite enjoyed that.
Dude, I want the Everest experience.
She's been playing a bit of
Audio
Audio
it takes
Shield.
Audio Shield is so fun.
Yeah, it is. It takes about like an hour to do the Everest experience, but it is cool. Like it's definitely cool. It's just I think a lot of the VR experiences they're quite pricey for what they are. Because obviously it's an emerging sort of market and genre. So I think that's probably got a lot to do with why people thought the Everest experience maybe wasn't worth the money. But there's definitely some pretty breathtaking shit in that.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out. I want to climb Mount Everest and not actually do it.
I was playing House of the Dying Sun earlier on the Oculus Rift, and I enjoy the hell out of that. Space games are great on VR. Like, they pretty much all are. Anything that puts you in the cockpit of a space fighter or whatever is probably going to be awesome on VR. I set it up with my X52 HOTAS, which is like the flight stick with the separate throttle and everything. And it took me about half an hour to configure it properly to get it to work. But once I did, it's like, this is fucking awesome. Like, you feel really immersed in it. The sound assets in that game are great. It's still in early access, so they're definitely still working on it, but it seems like a really promising game. Did a few missions in that, blew some shit up, and flew through space super fast, and it was really great. Like that, I think I just want to play space games, I think, on my VR forever. It just makes it so much better. Anything with a cockpit. I believe there's also support for Dirt Rally now as well. You can play Dirt Rally on the VR. I think I'd probably definitely play a racing game on that. Certainly. I think that'll probably be quite fun.
Yeah. I think it's going in the right direction. It's just going to take a while.
Yeah. There's a lot more stuff coming out. I mean, the Oculus Touch is coming out quite soon, which is going to make it a bit more flexible. I have to admit that playing VR games with a 360 controller is not that great. I tried to play The Climb, which is the thing that Crytek made, which is just a climbing simulator, but all I could think to myself doing it is like, well, if I was using this with Vive controllers, this would feel great because I'll be climbing like this. Climbing with fucking thumbsticks, this is shit. Once the Oculus Touch comes out for that'll be fine. But obviously the Vive already has those sort of room scale experiences, and they feel really good.
But I don't know if I talked about it here. I did the IKEA VR experience.
I'm sure you did. What did you think about it?
We all assumed.
It was disappointing.
Really?
Having been an IKEA enthusiast, having visited IKEA easily over 100 times, it was not anything I expected. It was
not like a real IKEA?
It was like having one room. You just had one room to go to. You could like open the drawers, but the controls were kind of broken. So I was like trying to do it and it wouldn't work. And I was like, okay. And then it just had like some slight audio track in the background, like, and like just like plates clanking and stuff.
What?
Just like general
general
noises.
And,
I like room. There's no way out.
I like your general IKEA noises are.
Like the Sim.
You haven't even been to IKEA. You don't know.
I have never been to an IKEA. I don't know. Maybe
Really?
maybe the entire place is just like.
It's full of money.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it was a disappointing experience. Maybe they'll up their game. I hope they do.
I'm sure they will, yes. I have no doubt.
Bad times, boys.
That's the thing. They did just release Minecraft on Oculus, which I imagine is probably...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I haven't played it yet because it's Windows 10 exclusive, if you can believe that. So it's like, why Minecraft is literally on everything, but apparently to play the VR version, you need Windows fucking 10. Like, what
Windows
the...
10 exclusive.
I don't know why that is, but I'm like, well, I'm not installing Windows 10 for that shit, so didn't bother with that. And,
I don't know why I'd want to play Minecraft VR.
You know what? Survival mode, I can imagine that being fun as hell.
Me too.
Like,
Then again, that's true. Because I played, what's that one game? Vanishing Realms. You ever played
Vanishing Realms was really good.
Yeah, now that I thought about Vanishing Realms, it's almost that kind of style. Like, I can see it being fun.
yeah, I can see that being a ton of fun of just going around trying to survive as like nighttime descends on you in VR, and you start hearing those weird like that would be
pretty
immersive,
I think. Yeah.
Hissing noises from creepers and stuff. I'd be like, nope, I'm out.
yeah. I can imagine that'd be a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that being pretty enjoyable.
Maybe I'll try that out.
It seems like it would be the easiest thing too to just port to VR, just complexity wise.
It's the movement is the issue. Like, you've got to make the movement not make you throw up. That's the challenge. You know, it's why they're saying, "Oh, we're going to do Fallout 4 in VR." I'm like, the fuck, like if that unless they do teleportation, which would break the whole game really, and they're probably going to have to do that because if you walk around, it will make most people sick. That's just how it gets. I don't know how they're going to figure it out. They're doing Doom as well, which is like, fuck, that was so fast movement in that. That would be insane.
No, thank you. Nope. That game will make me super
The Vomit
sick.
Comet, no way.
I read an article about the Batman VR, and literally the article was titled something along the lines of like Batman without throwing up, and I'm like, if this is how we're pitching VR now, that's a problem.
Yeah, that is a bit of an issue. I still haven't seen. They put out the trailer for like Batman, wear the cowl. I'm like, there's no gameplay footage in any of this. The only thing you showed me in Engine was me going down the elevator into the Batcave. That was it. You didn't show me how to play it. I have no fucking idea what's going on with that. I mean, a lot of the PS4 VR stuff's a little bit of a mystery, honestly. I'm interested to see how a lot of that will work.
I like
Sorry.
At E3, the porn people showed up.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, check it out.
That's a thing that already works very well.
Call me.
That line was nuts.
I have my Oculus Rift just sitting here, yo. If you want to... I'll promote the hell out of that. No, speaking of which, on the same lines, I found it really funny that the line for the Final Fantasy 15 VR experience, people sat through the shitty shooter part just so they could do the part where you're driving in the car with Sid. And it's like this half-naked woman next to you, and people are like, yeah.
We're going to have a little look down there. Yeah,
I'm telling you, make the Batman one just you and Poison Ivy, and she's just in a room talking to you. People will be like, the best fucking game ever.
Yeah, and then at one point you get to drive the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Primo. Best demo there was. Yeah.
Oh my
Still
God,
waiting
yes.
for the Star Trek VR.
VR Yu-Gi-Oh! I just want to be able to be like...
Oh my God, me too.
Oh, speaking of that, actually, there is a VR card game out. I like this game a lot, except I don't like the VR version. They did Ascension on VR, which is
Ascension's a great game.
Yeah, Ascension is a great game. The problem with the VR version is the problem that I've had with all VR, which is that text is blurry on VR, like all of it. And I think it's I have all three of the major headsets: the Gear, the Vive, and the Rift. The Rift has had, out of all of them, has had the best text for me, but only slightly better than the Vive. But even with the Rift, the text is blurry to the point where I can't read the cards properly. So I'm like, well, I mean, that's probably got part to do with my eyes not being all that good. But I imagine someone with 20/20 vision would have a lot more fun with it. But even then, you have to look at text in a very specific way on VR for it to be clear and crisp. So I don't want to play a card game in VR.
I don't think Crendor wants the card game. I think he wants the anime.
Oh, he wants the experience of throwing cards.
You activated my trap card.
Oh my God! If all the characters were just the anime characters with the voice actors.
Yes.
Oh no,
Your move, Kaiba.
Kaiba, no! White Dragon! Exodia!
I'm telling you, I'd play that shit. That'd be amazing.
Everybody would play that, dude. If I wanted like the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, I just want like Hearthstone Yu-Gi-Oh or something.
Time to do.
But like, yeah, full on Yu-Gi-Oh VR. You got your thing. You're ready. You fight all the characters. They do the voice acting. It's amazing.
Yeah, look. I don't know what company owns that now. Bandai Namco.
Probably, yeah.
Sure.
Whoever owns it, jump on that shit.
Funimation.
Funimation, that's right. Funimation.
Cartoon Kids. I don't know.
Deke. For Deke. Deke owns some shit.
Oh, Deke.
Deke.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Kaiba, no! Oh, what a
And they drive
good
you up
bad
there with
show.
a half-naked woman in the car. Like, we're taking you to your Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
Yes!
If you go into the shadow room. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that'd be great. It's just Sid from Final Fantasy 15. She's like, I'm here to fix your car. By the way,
That's horribly
shout out
impractical.
so Square Enix, for those who don't know, if you pre-ordered Final Fantasy 15, which I did because I'm a nerd, and I was still going to play it no matter what, so I might as well pre-order it. If you pre-ordered it, you are now part of this thing where every Friday there's a Carbuncle like free item day. Or if you log into this website, you click Carbuncle and you get a prize, right? And so the prizes, the headlines are like, get a free custom PlayStation 4 built to like it has cool lights and shit. Or this week's one was like, get all the like accessories to be one of the characters from Final Fantasy 15, or like all these cool things. And then it's like a lanyard or a phone case, or like dwindles down to like shitty prices. The first week, I'm 3 weeks in. The first week was I got an in-game DLC code for the ability to make my car in-game have Sid's body spray all over the car. So it's like a half-naked woman all over the car, and I'm like, yeah.
Jesus.
And then I was like, well, that's amazing. This is exactly what I want. What else? What other kind of garbage can I get from this? Oh, I got garbage. Second week, 3 Square Enix points.
What is the Square Enix
What does that
point?
mean?
Square Enix points can be used to buy items at the Square Enix store, which is like, it's kind of like Nintendo, where if you buy Nintendo games, you get points that you can then use to get like crap,
Okay.
basically. So it's the same thing, except the cheapest thing on there is 12 points. And it's like a pencil, right? So I got 3 points. So I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with 3 points? Good news, this week, got another 3 points.
You get that pencil in 2 weeks, boy.
By the time
That's gonna happen.
the game got pushed to November, by the time November comes out, I'm going to get a whole set of pencils.
Shit,
Just
dude.
junk.
So I'm thrilled. Yeah. And by the way, they pushed it back again.
Course they did.
Ironically and hilariously, if you remember at the event, the Square Enix event, the first thing they released was like it popped up on the screen that it was like November 30th, 2016. And everyone was like, yay. And then Greg and everyone's like, we can do better. And it like shoots down to September 30th. And everyone's like, yeah. It's actually going to be November 29th.
Of course it is.
They're actually moving it back. So
Of course, yeah.
awesome job, Squeenix. Keep it up. I love you.
Oh, well.
By the way,
Speaking of Squeenix, oh my God.
Konami
Yeah.
owns Yu-Gi-Oh.
Konami owns
Konami.
Well, it's fucked then.
Konami, no, Crendor, we can do this. Konami has an office right next to the YouTube space.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit, you're right.
You need to stop by.
Let's go in there.
I'll be very.
We should pitch it. We should pitch it.
Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yeah.
Your move, Kaiba.
Yeah, your move, Kaiba. And I'm like, oh no, Kaiba, watch out! Yeah. But speaking of which, 1 week, new Deus Ex.
Yep. I'm supposed to get my
excited.
code for that tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it won't suck. I mean, there's been no indication that it will. So
Everything I've played so far has been like on the level, so I'm super excited. I think you're in on this. Like someone reached out to me and was like, what would you say to eye tracking in Deus Ex?
yeah,
I'm like,
I
don't
got
know what
that email
means.
as well. Yeah.
Like,
Apparently they're
alright.
gonna have some optional eye tracking functionality in Deus Ex. Like,
What does that mean?
I have no clue.
I can tell you. Am I under NDA? Feels probably not. Hang on a sec. I'm just looking at this functionality. For more information, check out this page. I mean, this page is fucking public, so no, this is not NDA. Yeah, aim at what you're looking at. Extended view. Look at the edge of the screen. The game's camera will pan, giving you a wider field of view with just a glance. You know, I'm all about that wider field of view. Icarus dash at a glance, whatever that is.
That's your like
Cleaner UI. Quick inventory is the biggest deal. Apparently, you can like quick access inventory items by just looking at a part of the screen.
I definitely feel like this is something I wouldn't do in my Let's Play of it, but definitely on a stream. Like, let's test this out and see
Give it a try.
'Cause I imagine this could either be awesome or totally
It's
like
probably disastrous.
all over the place.
but-
Yeah.
But I'd give it a shot, certainly. I mean,
Yeah,
track IR's been a thing for a while.
I'd be curious to see how they calibrate it.
Yeah.
Like, before you start playing.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd be curious, yeah. Because, I mean, people have been using track IR stuff, which kind of tracks your head and movement for ages with stuff like flight simulators and everything, and it's worked well. As to how eye tracking works, I don't know. But they said, hey, do you want to, we'll send you the review code, but do you also maybe want to be involved in this? I'm like, well, I mean, I can try it, sure. I have no idea if I'll like it. But
Yeah, that's literally what I said. I was like, I don't know what this is, but
no, I don't.
I'll give it a go.
I can give it a try, sure.
Like, sure, all right. I'm not gonna not say no to a crazy Deus Ex experience.
Yeah. But what might be interesting is the potential applications for disabled people later on with stuff like that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
There might be some really, really cool applications there. So we'll see just how accurate it is. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come this year. All these games. Shout out to our good friend Danny for being like, nothing's gonna beat Doom this year. Boo, Danny.
Dishonored
boo!
2 might, yeah. I don't know, I mean, yeah, that's a good point, but no, Deus Ex and Dishonored 2. All I'm just saying, this is the fucking year of the D. No doubt about it. Dishonored 2, Deus Ex, Doom.
Put it on record.
All great.
Year of
All
the D.
great games. Some of the best games this year, by the looks of it anyway. Obviously, they're not out yet, so hopefully there will be. Otherwise, I'm going to look like an idiot. But all began with D.
Yep. A lot of potential.
Year of the D.
Two big games, 2 big sequels, lots of potential. So
Yeah, definitely.
fingers crossed. And then Final Fantasy 15, it might suck, but it also might not suck.
Final Fantasy 15?
Hey!
15, you said? See?
Fifth Dean.
15. Dean. You're the D.
15,
15. You're the D.
get the
There it
Dean.
is. Absolutely.
You're the Dean. Supernatural fans lost their shit right there.
Oh,
Every
yes.
year is Year of the Dean if you're a Supernatural fan.
Yeah.
I was so bored when I was sick, no joke. I watched the entire story arc with Satan in it because I like that actor.
Oh,
he's
I
back
watched.
from
I
Lost.
did watch that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Satan's been in a couple seasons, I
Yes.
think.
But the big story. Look, it was what was on TBS at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was just laying there going like, "Get him, Dean!" Yeah, that was my.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go break. When we come
All
back,
right.
news and releases and such. You're watching the Corruptional Podcast. Don't
Big
go
news
anywhere.
Story.
We'll be
Yeah.
right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Optional Podcast. What the fuck is that?
It's an alien.
Is it? Are you sure about that?
She's trying really hard to blend in.
Was it procedurally generated?
Yes.
It looks like a dick.
What?
She looks like a dick.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Not quite getting that.
Grendor can see it.
That's where you were for the last 12 minutes. When I was like, where's Crendor? It's like,
you
he
weren't
ran
back
to
yet. I
Starbucks.
was like, I'm back at Starbucks, and I did. Look at that. Right on time.
Yeah. Oh,
Right on time. Right
Pretty
on
sure you
time.
guys swapped out at the exact same moment.
Right on time.
Render left, and then TB immediately showed up and was like,
Right on
Okay.
time.
Yeah, pretty much.
"Where's Crender?"
Pretty much. So, news. Well, Gamescom obviously has started rolling, and there haven't
God
been...
bless.
Oh shit!
There
God
haven't been too
bless.
many
Yeah.
God bless.
massive announcements yet. We will talk a little bit about that momentarily. The first thing I want to talk about, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, the
God bless,
PlayStation
Gamescom.
Tactical Assault Commander. Have you seen that?
Sorry, what?
The PlayStation Tactical Assault Commander,
What?
or TAC. So
PlayStation.
Sony have released a official mouse and keyboard like thing for the PlayStation 4.
Get the fuck
Okay.
out.
And it's not a full keyboard. It's got like 15 keys
Oh my
on or
God.
whatever, but with a mouse. And it has supposedly full support for most of the games that would use something like that, like Destiny or Call of Duty or whatever.
Okay.
Is this horribly unfair? Like,
Nope. This is targeting me. This is gears towards me. This is what I've always wanted. I had to buy a Zim in order to play.
Yeah, you did get the Zim, didn't you? Yeah.
This is what I've always wanted. I would gladly play shooter games on console now if this shit is like turns out to be good.
I mean, I would probably.
I am the demo.
Same, I'd probably do the same thing. Does Destiny run at 60 FPS on PlayStation 4, or is it 30? If it was 60, I'd probably buy this and actually play that game, because the controller is really the only thing that keeps me away from playing FPS on the console. Other than the fact that every good FPS on the console is already on the PC anyway, so you don't really need to play it on console. But something like Destiny, it's 30? Garbage. Whatever the case, if there was a good FPS on console, if there happened to be one, I'd probably buy this. But to me, this seems like you are literally paying for a huge advantage over people in multiplayer.
Yes.
There's no way a controller can keep up with that.
Good.
That's true.
I mean, I suppose it makes sense because the Zim does exist, and you can't really get rid of the Zim. So, like, the genie's out of the bottle, really. So I guess Sony's like, you know what? I want to sell my own. It's $130. For a quarter of a keyboard and a mouse, it's $130 fucking dollars. I might point that out.
Mm-hmm.
But
what is it the Hori Tactical Assault?
This may be the Hori Tactical Assault. I'm pretty sure, like, Sony released a full-on...
Their own version?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I saw it on Reddit a couple of days ago. Let me just look it up. PS4 keyboard and mouse. Unless that is the Hori one. I mean, but apparently it is supposedly officially supported by most games, for what I could tell. Hey, where did I see that?
Yeah, Sony tweeted out the Hori TAC Pro keypad and mouse adapter for PS4 and PS3 is now available.
Oh yeah,
tweeted it out.
Yeah, so they tweeted it out, so they're literally officially endorsing it. That's why. So I thought, did Sony make it or someone else? But I mean, Hori is a very, very good.
You can legit just buy it on PlayStation.com.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it on Amazon for like 130. Fuck, I mean, if Destiny actually ran at 60, I would probably just buy that and play it. But it runs 30, and that's garbage. So, but the thing is that I just can't see it being balanced. I really can't. Like, I've seen people play Call of Duty on console with the Zim and just dominate with it. Completely dominate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how you can possibly balance the two. I remember when they tried. You remember Shadowrun, the original Shadowrun? It was for 360, and it was cross-play with, I think, Windows 8, maybe, or something like that. Anyway, whatever it was. I think it actually may have been Windows 7. It was on Games for Windows Live. And the PC guys just fucking stomped all over the console guys. Even with aim assist. Even with it.
Well,
you can't balance that.
I'm wondering if that's kind of one of the goals here, is to be able to justify more crossplay titles.
Yeah, and that could kind of, because obviously they have done some crossplay stuff. Crossplay with Rocket League has been highly successful. Crossplay with Street Fighter V. Crossplay with even like indie games like Dead Star. And when I was playing Dead Star, I didn't run it with a single PC player. It was all PlayStation 4 dudes, always.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with this. If the game's dead on PC, but it's not dead on console, I can play with them. That's awesome. I'm absolutely in favor of crossplay. But there are certain genres like fucking first-person shooters. Yeah. The problem is that, while you're right, this would balance it up for crossplay. The problem is that if you don't own this $130 piece of kit and you're using a controller, you're playing people with these, you're going to get slapped about real hard. I mean, this is way worse than saying, oh, well, I've got a fight stick. Because you can argue, okay, a fight stick, is that an advantage over a PS4, like, DualShock controller? Yeah, it is. But there's a lot of personal preference in that. Whereas I think, like, aim-wise and the sheer speed advantage that you get from a keyboard and mouse and the accuracy advantage is just so far in advance of what a controller can do. That's less a personal preference and more of you literally just bought a $130 advantage, and it was a big one, too.
Yeah. We'll see what it does, because one of the problems with the Zim is that the calibration was always out of whack.
Yeah,
you always have to go back and change stuff. There was a lot of like the mouse speed, and you're like you'd have to change it was a hassle, and you have to do it for every game because every game was different. So if you want to switch between games, good fucking luck. Plus, everything needed to be hooked up to the computer so you could get all of the
configurations.
Configs, yeah.
Yeah, because the Zim emulates. Like, the Zim basically translates it into what would be analog movement. Any official support like this that doesn't require an adapter if it was even built into the games, the accuracy would be massive. I'm told that from people who've used this that it is nowhere near as good as a regular like mouse usage on a PC. It's not. It feels more like an analog stick, but it's still way fucking faster and way more accurate.
We'll see what this is, because there's still, even on the Amazon page, they're talking about hooking up your PC to change settings and.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. I mean, I'm in favor of different control methods. Certainly, there's not even like a first-person shooter that's exclusive to that system that I want to play, other than Destiny, and Destiny runs like crap. I remember on the PS. Like stuff on the PlayStation 3 with Killzone and Resistance Fallen Man. It's like those are exclusive FPS that I'd actually want to play. But on the PS4, I don't think they haven't really bothered to make anything on the Killzone Shadowfall. Isn't that like it? Is there another exclusive FPS that's on console other than Destiny? I can't think of one. It's all on PC now. Right. Oh god, playing that with Overwatch, fucking hell. That would brutalize people. You just pick Widowmaker and just go on PlayStation 4 and play Overwatch, you would dominate with that.
Yeah, because it's crazy watching people play on PS4, because turning is so much slower. All kinds of aspects of that game are a lot slower paced with the controllers. So yeah, if you had like a keyboard and mouse, you would annihilate people.
Yeah, I think you would. I mean, that's why they balanced it separately. They had to nerf, Torbjorn? They nerfed heavily.
Yeah.
Just because, turrets are way stronger on console. Because they're just harder to eliminate. And snipers got buffed, I think, because snipers are shittier on console than they are on PC. Because of accuracy concerns. Huh. Well, that's that. So stuff that's out of Gamescom so far, I believe this is only the first day. Isn't this just the press day right now?
People are still trying to get in through the lines.
Oh, Christ.
They haven't gotten in yet.
Yeah, I mean, it was years since I've been to Gamescom, and it was really busy then. We actually snuck in through a back door repeatedly. There was this really old security guard. Must have been like 85. And we're just like, yeah, we're supposed to be here, and he's just like waves us through. So we just went through the back through the vendor area, but they've seriously improved the security this year for fairly obvious reasons. So you can't pull that shit anymore.
It's too much.
No, I don't think I'd ever go to Gamescom again. It's an insane experience.
I'm glad that I went once.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah.
Once is enough. Once is more than enough.
I'm glad I never went, and I'm not going.
You would hate it. I'm aware you have a couple of anxiety issues. You would fucking hate it. It's it's wall to wall, and I don't even know how to manage this, because the Colon Mesa, which is the place that it's based in, is like literally a mile long, and it's still fucking busy as shit. It has like 8 major
zombie
halls.
hordes.
Oh god, it really is. Yes.
Oh no, when we were there were 10 halls. All the halls were filled with stuff. Minimum wait for any game was 3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why you as just a fan would ever go. Like that's a giant waste of time.
It's a huge consumer show. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, it's too much.
But there were some announcements from Blizzard at Gamescom. Heroes of the Storm content, some StarCraft stuff got announced today. The StarCraft stuff in particular, they announced Alarak as the new co-op commander, which I'm really looking forward to, because he's the most fun character out of Legacy of the Void. And they're putting a new map into the co-op. The co-op, I just want to point this out, by the way. The co-op right now is really good. They do a weekly set of mutators for the co-op, which is really hard, like, stuff. They put in, like, invisible giant banelings and all this other shit. And they do that. They change it on a weekly basis. And you can play all that shit for free. You just download the starter edition. You can play it with a friend for free, which I think is fucking awesome. I want to play some more of that. I haven't played much since launch, but they've made the co-op way better. So pretty psyched to see new characters for that and new map. New map for Overwatch got announced. Eichenwald is the name of it. It's a German castle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We'll see what that map is like. I'm really interested. Apparently, it's a vertical map. So it's a lot of like going up and around, and which to me is like, all right, a lot of cool like sniper spots. But a lot of the characters, I'm like, that character's useless. And that character's useless. I'm interested to see what the map actually is. Because the way they showed it and the way they hyped it up is it seems like there's a lot of like hidey holes and traps and things, which are great for if you're like a Bastion, like, yeah, gotcha. But at the same time, many of the characters, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
They also announced Zarya for Heroes of the Storm. So you'll be able to play Zarya as a second Overwatch character. Tracer. Is Tracer
was
in
the first,
yet?
right?
Tracer's in.
Tracer's in?
Yeah.
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 I haven't
Obviously, I
played
haven't played
Heroes
it.
of the Storm.
Neither have I.
I haven't either,
Neither have I.
honestly.
I like how you're wearing a Heroes of the Storm shirt.
It was free.
The thing is, the weird thing about Heroes of the Storm is that because of the serious lack of progression and shit, I feel like I could just jump back into it at any time, probably have a decent amount of fun.
Yeah.
And I always felt that that's what Heroes of the Storm should be, this sort of like Mario Kart-like version of Dota, where you could just get your friends together, you could just jump in because it's accessible, and you're just like, oh, I don't have the right runes, or I don't have the right characters unlocked or whatever. It's like, it doesn't matter, it's easy, just jump in. I'm actually tempted to play again, weirdly enough now. Huh.
I think part of them making it so competitive made it less fun. They're like, yeah, we'll make this competitive, so it's like intense, and it's like
they've really pushed
with
the
you on that.
esports side of it hard, haven't they? Which to me, I mean, I'm not. I see the crowds for that game, and I'm like, okay, cool. You enjoy watching it, great. I'm not gonna tell you that you're wrong. They also have a new StarCraft themed map on that with StarCraft units. I think isn't this the first StarCraft
They have two.
map?
I believe they have two coming
They have
out.
Braxus Holdout and Warhead Junction, which are both StarCraft themed. I've been waiting for a StarCraft themed map for ages. There is a fucking... Oh, wow. You can get... What is the Butcherlisk? I don't know what that is, but I want it. All the StarCraft themed stuff is pretty awesome. Bunch of new skins and everything like that.
I don't know if it's
I think I
enough to
might
bring
dive
you
back in.
but
This is
It's
enough to bring me
cool.
back. Definitely.
I wouldn't mind trying it again because I haven't tried it in like a year.
Yeah, I haven't played in a while. I wouldn't mind playing that again.
I think the last time I played it was BlizzCon, or like right after when we played Cho'Gall.
Like December of last year. Yeah.
Oh, Cho'Gall, yeah. I remember
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
such a cool idea. I want to see more weird shit like that. Just Heroes needs to take itself less seriously in my eyes.
That's
and I think
that's absolutely the problem with it. I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely the problem with a lot of with Blizzard is that their esports division is like, we are serious business.
Yeah.
We are it's super serious, guys. And it's like, no, you literally have a game where it's like, hey guys, we're gonna go to a disco party in Karazhan, and but it's also super serious.
But it's also an esport.
Stop it.
I know.
Stop it.
This
I mean,
card ruins the priest meta. This is uncalled for. This is
Oh god, I mean, I can't even follow
RNG
Hearthstone
shit
anymore.
Cards.
I really literally only play the single player aspect of Hearthstone now. Like I'm playing the Karazhan stuff. I'm like, this is like back to the core of what was great about Hearthstone.
Yeah.
The fucking parody theme of WoW and Blizzard not taking themselves seriously at all, and the really cool and interesting encounters. Like, again, I think you're totally right. Karazhan has been the best adventure so far, and I've only even seen like a third of it.
Yeah.
And I'm super
Is,
psyched
like,
about it.
I do the single player adventures and I do tavern brawls.
Yeah,
That's, like,
Tavern
all
Brawls
I
are
like.
great. Tavern Brawls are fantastic.
I literally don't play any other Hearthstone. They release a new adventure, I'm in. I'm like, this is so
Yes.
much fun. That was great. And I'm like, all right, see you next time another one
Dude,
comes out.
The best brawl they did, they're like, pick 2 cards and that's all you use, and like everyone
That was
had
great.
so much fun doing it.
I had
Yeah.
loads of fun doing that one. Because it was I played the one and you're done challenge, which is you play those 2 cards until you lose and then you have to change. And then, and you saw like over the course of those 4 days that a fucking meta developed and everything over that 2-card brawl. It's like this is what's good about it, you know? It's actually on a sort of separate note why I've so far been quite enjoying what's going on with Elder Scrolls Legends. Because there's a big single-player campaign in that. I was watching Force play it, and he went through the first bit of the campaign, and the card that he got unlocked was the Adoring Fan from Oblivion. You know, remember the fan outside the arena? He got that, and it keeps coming back. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's really cool. And they had a bunch of, like, cool story encounters and arena stuff. I'm like, you know what? I actually like playing single-player card games as it happens. There's a game I was playing last week called Dicetony Lord of the Dice. It's on PC. It's mostly a CCG, but it's got a board as well. You've never played Concept, have you? No one has seen us play. I don't blame you. Concept was like a mixture of Magic the Gathering and Monopoly. It was mostly a Japanese game, but they brought out a version on 360.
Dodgers played it then.
No, she hasn't, but she should because it's awesome. The Dicetony is kind of like that, but it's a single-player CCG. So I love the aspect of collecting cards, but there's no multiplayer, there's no pay to win, there's no microtransactions. So you're just going through the adventure collecting cards, and to me that's fun. You know, And I like Destiny as a result of that. And I'm actually starting to think to myself, I love the aspect of collecting cards, and then as soon as it goes online, it ruins everything because everyone plays the meta and plays net decks and stuff like that, and that makes it boring for me. Yeah. So I actually want to just play more single players.
Well, I think that's like I'm looking at chat too. I feel like they're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And how if Yu-Gi-Oh! Became like the VR version of Yu-Gi-Oh!, right? Like people would obviously take that seriously because Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG is like has plenty of tournaments, right?
Yes, yeah.
But I feel like when TCGs become digital versions, I don't know, it changes a lot of the dynamic of the game. When it's just like a physical TCG, I think that it's a lot easier to be like, okay, here's the established meta, because they can't just pump out cards all the time unless they're Magic the Gathering.
You know what's also interesting about that is I kind of make the comparison to, there's something that people say a lot, and that's that, real-time strategy is too hard now, and they ruined real-time strategy by making it, too technical and too fast and stuff like that. I'm like, no. What you don't get is, when RTS was popular, we didn't really have, like, matchmaking, we didn't have awesome internet, and everyone wasn't playing online. We were all just shit at it. Like, remember when StarCraft, the original StarCraft and Brood War was out, outside of South Korea and outside of a select few people, half of whom I think we've had on this show, like In Control, he used to play Brood War, no one outside of South Korea really knew about how hard a game StarCraft was. And we all played StarCraft when it came out, and we were all dog shit at it. Our friends were dog shit at it, but because everybody was dog shit at it, we're like, yeah, RTS is great. I could just build my base. I don't rush you for 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, RTS is ruined now. No, it was always going to be ruined. It's just, you were all so terrible at it, you never realized it back then. And I think that's the same with CCG as well.
I think it's the competitive side of that is what, like, because for me, my RTS experience was like, I'm going to sit here and, like, while the Zerg are invading, I'm gonna build 15,000 fleet ships and like do cool things. Like that was how I wanted to experience that, and that's why like same thing with the story versions of Hearthstone and I like the experience of fuck it. I want to play this, but I don't want to be beat down by a guy whose life goal is to be the best at this game. Mm-hmm. Like I just want to like experience the game and have fun without having the stress of that like competitive nature. And I think that's my inherent problem as a human being, because like I'm telling you, Overwatch pre-competitive mode, I was like having fun.
And I'm still like that for the most part.
Fuck this game, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like it does not mesh with me. So every time I see, especially a game like Heroes of the Storm, which is like, you can play as one character, but there's two of you. And they're like, but the competitive meta for this, I'm like, fuck you guys. Competitive meta.
Well, I mean,
it's supposed to be fun.
You can't
make it fun again.
I mean, it's not that competitive play is not fun. It is, but it's also stressful, and people get scared of it. The whole term of ladder anxiety is a real thing in StarCraft 2, for instance. People are scared of queuing up for ladder, which is the reason they put that co-op mode in. Because they're like, oh, people love to build a base, and people love to build an army, but it's really stressful to do it on your own versus somebody else. So go play the co-op with somebody else. You have a limited selection of units. You're against the AI, so it's a comp stomp, but with a cool theme and everything. And the competitive aspect of a lot of games these days, because of multiplayer, does turn a lot of people off. And I think as a result, it's always good to have a mode that is either not focused on that or just something that people that love the idea of the game, but will never be good enough to truly enjoy the game on that level. They need that. Again, that's why Tavern Brawl. I don't ladder in Hearthstone. I play Tavern Brawl.
Yeah.
I think HOTS needs the same thing. I think almost all these multiplayer games could use a mode like that.
Yeah, I'm fully aware that literally every Blizzard game, even though I'm a huge fan, I will never be like good at them. I play to like I can beat it. I can beat the game. I'm good enough to beat it. Yeah, but I'm not like I'm going to, it requires skill and time and learning. And I'm like, fuck, I don't got time for that. I'd rather just play. And it's one of those things where TB's absolutely right. The co-op mode in StarCraft is literally the smartest thing they've done to that entire franchise. Like I actually play that when I'm just like at home bored. I'm like, you know what? Let's load this shit up. and I play and like with a rando, and we just like have a good time. It's something that I could actually get into and enjoy. Yeah, if they did more creative stuff like that in more games, in more companies, shit, I'd be so happy. Like that's what I desire from games.
Changing the competitive Overwatch in season 2.
They are,
like,
yeah.
Changing the thing to like the what's it called, like League of Legends, StarCraft, where it's like gold, silver.
The gold, silver, bronze sort of thing, yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest, like the competitive like system in season 1 of Overwatch was terrible. Like people absolutely hated it.
Getting rid of the shitty coin flips.
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, I've never queued up for a competitive match in Overwatch, and I have no intention of ever doing so.
Never.
No, to me, Overwatch is a game I jump in for 10 minutes, I play around, I leave, and I'm like, you know what, okay, if that was a shitty match, I don't care, I'll never see those people again. Cool. I didn't lose anything.
Part of me, I think there's like a small part of most of us that goes, I kind of want to know where I stand against everybody else. And at the same time, like I don't care to climb beyond that. So I'm like, why even bother? Why not just let myself keep enjoying this game outside of competitive?
My big inherent problem is that at my core, I'm a collector. Like that's just like who I am.
And you want all the gold shit.
When games are like, hey, you can only get X, Y, and Z by doing the competitive mode, that like aggravates
gold weapons,
me to no end. Yeah, the gold weapons, I'm like, all right, that's clearly something I'm never going to achieve, so I'm not too concerned. But when it's like you have to do these 10 levels, you have to do this to get a spray, I'm like, well, I can do that. And then it sort of like gets you sucked into that competitive mode, and then you realize like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. Like this is what I wanted. I wanted to go back and just like try new things and be. I guess it's one of those things where there's clearly two types of gamers. I am not the competitive. I'm not the Crendor Sam version of gaming. Like that's just not who I am.
I think that's how me and Sam bond, is we just get really competitive in our game.
Yeah, the two of you are like, yo, you want to be the very best? Let's do this.
Like, well, he wants to be the very best. I just want to see where I get to. I'm like, all right, if I'm playing League of Legends and I can get to like platinum, even like the lowest tier of platinum, I'm like, I'm good. That's like a peak for me, and I can sit there. I don't want to be like master super tier.
That's how I felt with solo ladder on Dota as well. Like people are like, why would you queue solo in Dota? That's literally like the worst thing you could ever possibly do. It's like, no, I'm happy with my like 3,100 MMR. Like I'm content with that. You know?
Yeah.
I felt like I achieved something there.
Start seeing people that are just better than you, and you're not going to be better than that. Like they're just better.
You kind of just accept that. You know?
Yeah, so you're like, all right, I'm fine with that.
You find your level and you kind of hover around that, and that's cool. But I think it's also like it's an age thing as well. I think as we get older, we're less concerned about that bullshit, and we're more just, okay, we're slowing down as we get older. We also have less time for that shit. We just want to dive in, have a good time, and make good use of our time.
Okay.
I swear to God, on a daily basis, I'll be playing a game, and I'll be like halfway through an achievement or halfway through like the other day I was trying to do the Lucio wall achievement where you have to kill people while gliding on a wall. And while doing it, I literally had the verbal epiphany of, when this game's over and no one plays it anymore, this will be a giant waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll look back at this and be like, why did I even bother doing this? I literally had what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm just wasting my time. But I think that's one of those, as you get older kind of things, this doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is not important.
Nothing matters, man. Life's a waste of time. Nothing we do matters.
Nothing matters at all.
Nothing matters. Your achievements, your goals, your dreams, they're all useless. It's my time. I don't care.
I care. I got shit I want to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know how we got to this point from the
I don't
music
either.
thing, but
It's turned into some weird existential
Welcome
dread.
to the
It has, yeah.
Lounge with your host.
Speaking of existential, oh my God, the end of Stranger Things, though, right, guys?
No, I hate.
I haven't finished the first episode of it yet. I need to do that.
It's such a good show. It's so good.
I'm too busy.
We literally just started watching it last night, and I have 3 episodes left. I saw people point out, I was like, put it down, put it away.
The only thing I'm currently watching is the Limitless show, and it's dumb as fuck in just the right way for me. It's full of stupid plot holes and shit, but the main character does a bunch of funny shit, and they're just having fun with that show. He learned how to hack in one episode. And he's like, Yeah, so it turns out, like, hacking nowhere near as fun as they show in the Hollywood. We could show this bullshit hacking montage, or here's 15 seconds of Mishka the Husky saying, I love you, and they just pulled it off YouTube and put it in the middle of the show, and that was it. And then they just went to the next scene like nothing happened.
That's some Family Guy shit.
It actually kind of is. Like, I think they're just having fun with that show. Like, it's stupid as fuck, but
it's Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is a show that I literally, Layla and I watched the first to last episode in a day. Like, I was like, next episode. It's, imagine
it's like Twin Peaks.
1980s movie.
It's Twin Peaks, a bit of X-Files in there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But it's literally done like an 80s film. Like, it is, like, the music, everything about it is phenomenal. Like, it's it's so good. And it's on Netflix, and it is, I can't even recommend it enough.
All I know is you told me to watch Fear of 13.
Watch Fear of 13.
What is that?
It is a documentary about a guy who's on death row, and he tells you his life story. And what unfolds...
That sounds depressing.
Yeah. No, bro. What unfolds is like it is a movie that I can't even describe. Like, it took me by surprise. Like, I don't even want to spoil it. It's nuts.
I'm in.
Don't watch The Lobster. I'm just telling you. Don't watch The Lobster.
No, everyone should watch The Lobster.
No.
Yes.
Fuck The Lobster.
Yes, everyone should watch The Lobster. That's some surrealist, weird bullshit.
I didn't, I was on the plane, so obviously I couldn't access my trusty resource.
I watched it on the plane too.
Yeah, I watched that after watching the live action Assassination Classroom movie, which probably was a bad combination of the two.
Yeah.
But I didn't have access to my trusty website, doesthedogdie.com. And I got to one scene, I'm just like, nope. The thing was really fucking weird up to that point.
It's
and I was
really fucked up movie.
Nope. That is no.
Beware.
It sounds like a code word. Like, watch The Lobster.
Watch The Lobster, guys.
Watch
The Lobster.
Yeah. Don't be trapped on a plane watching The Lobster. Trust me, it's a bad idea.
Also, you should watch Deep Web or Dark Web, whatever that movie is.
Yeah, I watched that on the way back.
Yo, that movie is tight. It is directed by Alex Winters, but narrated by Keanu Reeves. So it's Bill and Ted talking about the deepest, darkest part of the web and the Dread Pirate.
Deep dark web.
It was great, dude.
It's super cool. And if you watch that, then you should go watch season 2 of Mr. Robot, which is literally what it's about. It's so nice. I love Mr. Robot. That's my favorite show on TV. It's so good.
Oh, yeah. I watched the first season of Mr. Robot and just blitzed all the way through that and loved it. And then it got to the end, I'm like, oh, it's only 10 episodes? Fuck! I thought it was like a 24-episode series. Like, oh, yeah, I'm ready for the next bit. Oh, there's nothing.
Season 2 is 12 episodes. It's so good. It's such a good show.
Mr. Robot is excellent. This has nothing to do with video games. Although there is apparently going to be a Mr. Robot video game.
I hear it's basically
It is basically Fight Club. Yeah.
It's Fight Club.
Fight Club with computers. Yeah.
That knows that you know it's Fight Club.
Yes.
So it immediately is like, we understand you know this purpose. Like, he to the camera, like, I know you know what this is.
Oh, he talks directly to you, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I know you understand what this is, but there's more crazy shit, so just get ready.
Fourth wall breaking, my favorite.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they don't just, like, go through the fourth wall. They bulldoze the fourth wall on multiple occasions. It's
fantastic show.
Yeah. I think there's not really much else to go for in terms of news. Like I say, Gamescom hasn't really unveiled much yet. There was a really awesome trailer for Battlefield that came out yesterday, which featured Death Train, which is wonderful.
Yep.
Giant fucking train with guns on it, horseback combat, and Lawrence of Arabia is in it.
Perfect.
And I'm quite I'm quite up for Battlefield 1 in its current form. And, I know we've talked a lot about the fact that, it's not realistic. It's pulpy, is what it is. Like, it's a pulp version of World War One. It's fucking Inglorious Bastards in World War One. That's the way that I'm looking at it. And you know what?
Absolutely.
I'm cool with that. After you saw the guy with the face mask get hit by the bullet and just turn around like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, yeah, I'm on board now. I get it. I get what you're trying to do with this. So I'm actually really quite excited to play Battlefield 1 when it comes out. I'm hoping the campaign isn't awful. It looks like it could be great if they don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, if they exactly like you say, if they make it pulpy and wild and just over the top, that'd be a ton of fun.
Yeah. I want to be on horseback killing people with a scimitar, and then I want to go attack.
Great.
I want to charge the death train with my horse.
Suplex that train. Suplex that train.
Yeah, do it. Yep, so actually I'm pretty much on board with Battlefield 1, which apparently is coming out within a week of Titanfall 2. RIP Titanfall 2. That's a mistake. What the fuck are you doing? At least give it a chance. Give it a bit of breathing room. It's gonna get demolished.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I don't know why they're doing that. I can see a delay coming the next couple of weeks, surely.
Maybe because someone thinks it's too, like, one's the future, and one's...
No.
Like, there's got to be some executive that's like, there's got to be a reason for this.
It's going to be the multiplayer shooter of the month. Don't release 2 multiplayer shooters of the month in the same month. That's fucking stupid. Don't do that. I know they're putting a proper campaign in Titanfall this time, but that's not going to help. Battlefield 1's going to bulldoze it, which is a shame, because I'm, again, also looking forward to another Titanfall. I like the first one. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Second one, hopefully, will also... And it's got swords in it this time, which makes it even better.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Swords make everything better.
Swords do improve everything. There's no doubt about that.
We have a decent number of
We do, releases. So let's let us get going with the release list, shall we? Let's see if there's anything good coming out.
Yes, today on August 16th, we have Meteor Crush VR.
Yeah, it's another VR game.
I like to think it's where you fall in love with meteors.
Meteors? You know what?
Fuck meteors.
Oh, Meteor Sama.
Although not literally, of course.
Meteor Sama.
Meteor Sama.
No. That will probably be a thing in anime at some point. Fuck meteors. I've been playing a bunch of Galaxy Trucker on my iPad, and by the way, that's the best mobile game fucking ever. Get Galaxy Trucker. It's amazing.
Truck.
Galaxy Truck.
Fuck meteors in that game. Oh god, blowing up half my shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's literally just shoot meteors. Look shit. Next.
The next game, in all caps, Inversus.
What, Inversus?
Inversus.
Like invert?
Inversus.
Yeah.
Better than Outburst.
On PS4.
Hey.
Is it on PS4? It's also on Steam. It is it's black and white, and there's some red stuff.
It's like that old game Othello, but not.
Oh, yeah, it does actually. You're right. You're totally right. It looks like they took Othello and made it a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
But not in the way that I hoped they'd make Othello a shooter.
Black and white and red all over. Inversus.
I'd play the hell out of an Othello shooter. Thy is a cuckold, sir. And it's just like, fuck you. Pulls a gun. Great. Othello.
The next game is called Echoes of the Fae, The Fox's Trail.
Holy shit.
This.
I feel like I've heard of this. Oh, it's a visual novel.
It's a visual novel. That's why I've heard of it.
Not a good looking one. I really feel
Echoes of the Fae.
Not a huge fan of that.
I do her.
No.
The next one is called Mind Dead.
Mind Dead.
Mind Dead.
It is a really awful looking zombie survival thing.
This is right up Crendor's alley.
That looks like it was published sometime in 1996. Next.
Nice, dude.
The next one is Grow Up.
Grow Up, yes.
We all saw. Yeah.
Heard a huge amount of good things about that. I never played the first one, Grow Home, but everyone seems to love it and thinks it's great. So I'm glad to see they've done another one. It's $10.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a bargain to me. Yeah.
Next game is called Shift.
Shift. Okay. There's probably a lot of games called that.
Yeah, there's a million games called Shift.
It's actually impossible to find it because there's too many games called Shift. So people need to really work on naming, especially on Steam, because look at how many games have the word shift in it. No one's gonna find your fucking game.
It's a fun puzzle game. You have to connect as many figures as possible together. Use yellow shifters to change direction on the line.
It's 89 cents, and for some reason there's some badly drawn anime girls in it, because of course. Next. Speaking of badly drawn anime girls,
Conception 2. They look cute.
Conception 2, Children of the Seven Stars.
Shit.
This game was always a bit
anime girls.
weird. Like it's got some anime booby stuff in it, but it's like you're supposed to make star children. And I'm like,
Conception. With the anime
it's called
girls.
Conception. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Sure.
It's time for classmating. Monsters have invaded the world of Eterra, and only a few special individuals imbued with the power of Star God are equipped to fight it. Combine your star power to make magical star children. So basically, fuck a bunch and make star kids is what this game is.
Easy.
Cool. Next
up is called Kittypocalypse.
This is a VR tower defense game with cats in it. for some
Great.
reason. But everything else
Love
looks like futuristic shit, and then everything else is a cat. I don't know why. It's fucking strange. Next.
All right. Next up is called Death Stare.
This could be entertaining. It is supposedly the greatest competitive multiplayer stair climbing game. Up to 4 players.
Yeah, it's 3v1.
Is it 3v1? Oh, cool. So the guy is in control of the stairs and puts traps down for everybody else.
Try to stop everyone else. Yeah.
That sounds like it could actually be quite fun.
Cool. Next one is called Monsters and Monocles, which looks like kind of a it's like the pixel artwork top-down shooter genre that we keep seeing so much of.
Oh.
But it looks cute.
It does look very cute.
Yes. It does. It looks like it has a fairly reasonable art style, but yeah,
There's
it's a top-down shoot for 1 to 4 players, procedurally generated. It looks actually a lot like a worse version of Gungeon, actually.
And it's early access.
Yeah. Next.
Next up is called Looter Kings.
I heard some weird shit about this because I heard that like the people who are working on this are some really popular German gaming YouTubers.
Oh,
What?
interesting.
I wonder if that's going to be another unveil scandal. Hey, we didn't tell anybody this, but there was an article that came out today that said a bunch of German gaming YouTubers are behind this one. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know
Alright.
much about Germans gaming YouTubers, but hey.
Yo, you can ravage the halls of the Elven Queen.
Oh, really?
Sign me up.
As long as she's consenting to it, it's all good. Next.
Next up is called Fantaruk. Looks like it's an
consent to this
indie horror
ravaging.
game, first person maybe.
Yeah, survival horror with some stealth elements.
Fantaruk?
Fantaruk, spelled with a PH. Doesn't look too bad. Kind of futuristic stealth with horror. Yeah, I can see that being appealing.
Next up is called Bank Limit Advanced Battle Racing.
Now,
Jesus
I was
Christ.
kind of excited about this because it looks like a kind of Wipeout style game, but you've got a cockpit and stuff. And then I'll notice it's $50 fucking dollars. I'm like, wow, that's expensive. And it has some VR functionality. Again, that made me excited about it. But it's $50 and it looks like a $10 video game. So I don't know if that's a good
One of the
thing.
cons this guy posted is disappointing lack of speed.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, like we have a fast game, not going fast.
Ultimately, that's a genre where F-Zero rules the fucking roost. So yeah, you want to be a bit better than that. And Fast Racing Neo, which is amazing on the Wii U. So yeah. All right, next.
On August 17th, we have Super Markup Man, and I really have to pee, so I've sent the list to Crender in case you guys finish
All
talking
right,
about it
we'll deal with it.
before I get back. Okay.
This is apparently the ultimate fun way to practice web development, learn the basics of HTML and CSS. So it's like an edutainment game, but you learn stuff about HTML, which is actually kind of cool for like $3.
Yeah, for a $4 game, that's not bad.
It even has local co-op, which I thought was pretty neat. That's a cool idea. I
Yeah,
like that.
All right.
Girl Amazon Survival.
Yo, girl, Amazon Survival.
This looks fucking terrible.
Holy shit.
It's another early access survival game. Stay alive, fighting with the bandits and zombies, hunt animals, build houses. And that's the end of the description.
But
So-
you're a girl Amazon.
and
Wait,
yet-
hold on. Are you a girl lost in the Amazon, or are you a girl Amazon surviving?
You're a girl lost in the Amazon, but apparently there's also anomalous radioactive zones in biologically dangerous places, and there's fucking miniguns and flamethrowers. This looks like just an awful Unity game. Like, ugh.
If you were girl Amazon, you could be Wonder Woman.
Can
Yeah.
use and move around by car.
What a feature. Next. Crendor, next. What you got?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me.
She gave it to Crendor. She could have
Gave
given
it
it
to
to any
Crendor.
of us. Could have given it to
I've
any
got
of
it,
us.
but I'm trusting Crendor for once.
All
Just
right.
would've given it to any of
Give me Amazon. Okay. Fantastic Checkers 2.
A modern
that's
version
Checkers.
of Checkers in space. I don't know what's modern about it, because it looks like it was made in 1993, but
Probably
okay.
was.
I love how it's like local turn-based player versus player action. Yeah, that would be what Checkers is, yes.
Yup.
Okay, next.
Next up, we got the amazing Legends of Azulgar.
I'd probably isn't amazing, but oh, it's free.
Legends of
Yeah.
Azulgar?
Yes, Legends of Azulgar.
Legends of Azulgar.
It's an early access 3D discovery sci-fi RPG that is inexplicably free and has a procedurally generated universe and a bunch of other stuff. And A tech tree, recruit
Truly
your own
a
crew.
legend.
This looks horribly ambitious. Yeah, okay. We'll see. Next.
Next up, we got Giga Girl.
Giga Girl, retro run and gun platformer. Looks like it was on the NES. Inspired by Mega Man. Can't be any worse than Mighty Number 9, right? Next.
After that, we got Blasting Agent.
Blasting Agent Ultimate Edition, no less.
Ooh, shit.
That looks like it came out on the Atari 2600. It's a retro-inspired platformer. Yay. Next.
All right, next up, we got the one, the only, the amazing one.
I don't like this hype that you're coming up with here. This is not in theme here.
Orake 2D.
What? Orake 2D?
Orake 2D.
It is a weird 2D MMO that's in early access.
Free to
that looks
play?
like it was made in RPG Maker. It's like engaging clan fights, play capture the flag. It looks like it's trying to maybe be Ultima, but it looks incredibly amateurish, honestly.
Yeah.
Judging the book by its cover, but yeah, that's not a good looking game.
Orake.
Next, we actually have something that might be worth your time, and that's Okhlos that we talked about earlier, the ancient Greek mob simulator. And again, we have played a bunch of that, and it is quite a lot of fun. So you might want to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
The next one, on the other hand, Crendor.
Well, next one is phenomenal. This is a game you're going to want to buy your family, buy your kids, buy your mom, buy your dad, buy your wife.
I never thought I'd say a Miss
Stop
Dodger right
this.
now.
This is Farm Life Nature's Adventure.
I mean, it looks hideous. It basically looks like a very, very bad version of
Looks like if you
Harvest
went cowboy
Moon.
camping but in a game.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you were cowboy camping, this is the game you'd play.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like someone saw Stardew Valley and thought, how can we make this a lot worse?
Mm-hmm.
So,
They did.
yeah.
They accomplished their goal.
Apparently they did. That looks hideous. Oh, thank God, Dodger's back. Crendor's really shit at this. Please help. We're at
she's
G
muted. I can
Prime.
move on. She's muted. Can't talk.
Oh,
so
God
next
damn
up,
it.
this is a one-of-a-kind, unique experience.
Stop it!
Revolutionized the gaming industry. This
kill you.
is Combat Core. Oh wait,
No,
no,
it's not.
This is G Prime.
You missed two
Right.
games there.
What?
God,
G
it's
Prime.
it's a steampunk, moody, beautiful slingshot simulating puzzle pleaser. And I'm looking at the screenshots like, how the
No.
fuck is this steampunk in any way?
If you
Just
like Gravity Sling, Blast Off, or Gears of Gravity, you'll love this game.
I have never heard of any of those, so I don't
I love
know.
Gears of Gravity. It's
Yeah,
so
that
live.
thing. Oh, next.
Is the girl and the robot next?
I believe it is.
Great, the girl and the robot is our next game.
Oh.
Third-person action adventure. This may or may not be any good. Set in a fairy tale world where you take the role of a young girl trying to escape from a castle ruled by an evil queen. Advanced gameplay mechanics that enable you to switch between two characters. Whoa! To solve puzzles, defeat enemies, navigate around the world. Yeah, it looks a little elderly, but it doesn't look too terrible.
It's $4, so
Next.
Next game is called Combat Core. It looks like an arena brawler game.
It's actually an Arita brawler. New
An
type.
arena brawler. Okay, I'm glad I got that right the first time.
Yeah, you're battling kind of a sci-fi arena. It looks a little Power Stone-esque from what I can tell. I'm not a fan of the art style, though. It's very much like, ooh, if we put a black outline around everything, then that makes it graphic novel style, right? We could be Borderlands now. It's like,
it's very
no.
Dragon Ball Z-esque.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of that in there, too. It doesn't look too terrible.
Yeah.
It has,
Oh,
apparently
one of the
it's
characters'
also...
names is Skatey.
According to this, it's the first
Wow.
fighting game with native VR support, which I'm not 100% sure is true.
Huh.
But I also
Interesting.
don't know why that would be a good VR game, but hey.
Next up is called Gone in November.
Gone in November. It is apparently not appropriate for some viewers.
Whoa.
Coming home after
Ah.
visiting your doctor for the last time, you're told you only have 3 more days to live. It's a walking simulator about you being, well, dead, I guess, or about to, from what I can tell. That's horribly depressing.
Okay, August 19th. The next game looks adorable.
Fuck is this?
It's called Corin Cross's Dead and Breakfast.
Oh, okay.
It's a story-driven adventure game about a haunted bed and breakfast, otherwise known as a dead and breakfast.
Okay, I can kind of get behind that in terms
It
of
looks
theme.
really cute.
You can cook toast. They have
You can put
ingredients.
toast in
You
it.
can make buttered toast.
For ghosts, butter ghosts.
Buttered toasts for ghosts.
Hey.
Butter ghosts.
All right. I can get behind that. Next.
Next up is called Clean 'em Up.
It is free to play, and it is a top-down shooter with neon graphics. Basically looks like Geometry
Clean 'em up.
Wars.
Clean 'em up. Clean 'em up.
Doesn't look too bad, though. You've got a lot of ship customization in this, apparently. It looks nice. Huh. And it's free, apparently? I don't know if that's true, but I'm not seeing a price tag for it, but when I searched it, it said it was free, so I don't know. Doesn't look too shabby.
This next game is called Gun World 2. I'm confused by it.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I could see
Sorry.
why.
I'm
Plant
confused.
seeds, grow guns. No, I'm deadly serious. Level up and collect gear in this platformer/RPG hybrid.
It looks like Mario, but with different assets in place of like the monsters
It
and
really
Mario.
does.
It's weird.
And it
It's
doesn't
weird.
explain
Yeah.
exactly how you do any of these
Coins
things
are
either.
they're the exact same. This
Yeah.
is weird.
Okay, next.
And the backgrounds look like they're from Rhaegar. What is this?
At
Okay.
least the game says about this game, the sequel no one asked for to the game nobody liked.
Well, they're honest about it. Next.
Amazing. Next up is F1 2016.
Well, that's a Formula One race, so I think we know what that is.
Yeah.
Next.
Next up is Saber Saw VR.
If this is good, this kind of looks.
this one.
This actually kind of looks okay. If it's good, it may very well not be. You have two giant laser saws on your arm and shields, and it's basically you defend yourself against incoming robots. It
That
just
sounds
looks
awesome.
like. Yeah, it just looks like another one of those sort of stand on the platform killing things, but with giant laser saws. Now that I can maybe get behind.
Yeah. The next one is Return Zero VR, which is a racing game. It's like
Okay.
a Tron-looking VR racing game.
I might try that. I'm into racing games on VR. Sound pretty cool. Futuristic, really fast ones sound like they would be really fun. It does look kind of neat. It's fairly basic, but I'll give it a try.
Next up is Fancy Slingshot VR.
That, on the
Yo.
other hand, might be something I don't care about, but destroy the bottle in a beautiful coffee shop. There are 20 levels where you have to do this. VR, truly.
That is a beautiful coffee shop.
It is a nice looking coffee shop. I'll give them
Very
that. They put a
nice.
lot of effort into that coffee
Very
shop. I mean, that looks very expensive. It's
Very
on
nice.
Unreal Engine 4, that coffee shop. Incredible. Next,
Beautiful.
Next is called Happy Empire.
Happy Empire. Help the princess overcome difficulties. Banish the
Happily,
evil
though.
wizard and restore the empire. How do you do that?
It doesn't look like a hidden object game, but I'm having trouble understanding how it works.
It
Looking-
literally has
also-
no explanation at all.
One of the images looks like it's a tower defense game where the objective is to kill food.
Yes,
yeah,
it does,
there's food
doesn't it?
everywhere,
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this?
All I see is under
Toes.
recent updates coming soon, there's a frozen turkey, and that's
There's
it.
a frozen
I don't know
turkey.
what the fuck
Great.
this is.
Well, the next game is called Guards.
Guards, alright.
Gods, more gods,
Gods.
This actually
gods.
might be okay. Play a 4 heroes team. Defend against hordes of monsters, plan your moves, improve your abilities, defeat all the enemies. Okay, I mean, it's apparently a unique turn-based battle system. 4 heroes, 3 of which fighting on the front line. The 4th is recovering health behind the back of your teammates. Okay, I mean, that doesn't sound too unique, but alright. Okay, next.
The next one
Oh,
I'm going to be
please.
super into.
Oh,
Ultimate
fuck.
Word Search 2. Letterbox.
Whoa.
It's a word search game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, next.
The one after that is Hero Generations Region.
All right, so I actually did play Hero Generations, the first edition of it, and it was okay. It was a game where you aged 1 year every
Oh,
time
I
you
played
moved.
that too.
You played
Yeah,
Hero.
yeah.
Yeah, this is it's a remaster and a kind of remake of that game with better graphics and hopefully with more stuff. It wasn't too bad. I actually had a decent amount of fun with that game, so yeah, I might try that one.
Cool. Next up is Preston Sterling and the Legend of Excalibur.
I
I think it just pops up as Preston Sterling. Just
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Kristen Sterling.
Yeah, next.
Preston Sterling.
It's a hidden object game. Next. Oh, this will be interesting. Okay.
Max, an Autistic Journey is the next game.
Apparently developed by a devoted dad who made a game with his son about his son's autism.
Aw.
Which is
It's-
looks like it was done in
Got me
RPG Maker. Yeah, it's an RPG top down. That people are going to be really mean to him about that, aren't they? That's going to suck. But that's really heartwarming when you think about it. That Dad would work with his autistic son to make a game. That's really cool. I hope people aren't. Of course, they're going to be shitheads about it.
Yeah, I was about to say that's.
It's like, did you have to release it on the internet? Oh. Okay, next.
Well, the next one is Japan Underground Racing, which is a racing
Fairly
game.
self-explanatory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's actually a surprising number of like Japanese street racing games. I remember playing like Tokyo Underground on the Dreamcast and stuff. Actually kind of fun. They have really bad techno soundtracks always, every time. Like obnoxious techno soundtracks. Far worse than that.
Yes,
you have no idea.
Yes.
Next
up is called Spell Gear.
It looks kind of interesting. A non-targeted multiplayer online role-playing game with MOBA-style arenas. Open world to explore. I mean, this all sounds really, really great.
What is the game called?
Spell Gear.
Spell Gear, like the Yu-Gi-Oh card?
I don't know fucking all about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wow.
Full circle.
I mean, I always like the idea of any MMO that doesn't do the auto-targeting thing and actually have you aim, but I've never heard of this before, and it seems hyper-ambitious going into early access, so I don't hold out huge hopes for it. I have to point that out.
Well, next up, you'll be delighted to know, is called Zombie City Defense 2. So we might as well just move on. Are we all in agreement?
Hold on, what's it about?
We talked about this one like literally 3 weeks ago, and apparently it got pushed back to this point.
It just keeps getting pushed.
Yeah, defend a city again. I mean, the actual art style of it looks pretty good, but it certainly sounds as generic as hell.
Look at all these strats, though.
Yeah. All right, next.
Next up, on August 20th, we have Kaboom, which literally looks like Minecraft, but if you gave everybody guns.
Mm-hmm.
Which already exists. Oh, and it's ripping off everything. Deadpool is in it, and a bunch of characters from Modern Warfare. Basically, it's a rip-off of Brick Force, Minecraft, and every other video game in existence, apparently.
It's weird, right?
So fuck that guy. Thing. Yeah, next.
August 22nd, we have Watching Grass Grow in VR.
Go to hell.
Yes.
Crendor?
Apparently, there's some degree of parody to it, because it says a thoughtful and inspired VR game about watching grass grow during the end of the world, rain death and destruction upon your foes with rocket launch as you fight to the very end, having the most glorious grass in the world. It's like ha-ha meme game, basically, by the sounds of it.
Crendor?
Bookmarking it.
Next up is called Hardware Engineers.
Simulation game about managing an IT business, which sounds like it could be entertaining if it doesn't look like it was made in Microsoft Paint.
That doesn't mean that it's not entertaining, TV.
I judge books by their cover. That's what I do here. Next. This. This.
In case of emergency, release Raptor is our next game.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the one. Arkan. It does kind of look like Goat Simulator, I'm going to be honest, but it looks like it might actually have combat of some sort.
Go on.
Be a Velociraptor. Feel like a Velociraptor. Oh, it's procedurally generated, and you fight robots as a Velociraptor, which may very well be entertaining, and Arkan games have made some great games like Last Federation in the past. This does look a little bit Goat Simulator for my liking, though.
Bookmarking it.
You have a terrible taste in video games.
I'm mad that they're like, most of humanity has fled. Well, I want to kill humans as a raptor.
Tough shit.
I don't want to just fight machines.
Don't do that. Not allowed.
That's stupid.
Not allowed.
I want to eviscerate the intestinal tract of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Next
up is called Gray Phobia,
Hack and slash.
Is a little hack and slash that's just black, white, and red, it looks like.
Yep. Yeah, and another early access game. Yeah, millions of zombies to kill. Oh, next.
And our final game is called Happy Pong.
Happy Pong. Yeah. So our conclusion being that this week there's sweet fuck all. Basically.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're waiting for next week for.
Just Happy Pong.
Basically, Grow Up is probably the only decent looking game that's coming out this week.
Happy Pong.
Happy Pong.
No, fuck Happy Pong. And the new version of the new episode of Hitman.
I want them to use that quote, fuck Happy Pong, in their trailer. TotalBiscuit said.
I like it. Yeah.
Yep. That's all a bunch of junk, with the exception of probably Hitman and Grow Up. So those are the games to play this week. Yep. And that Greek thing, the Greek mob game.
Okhlos is gonna be great.
Okhlos, yeah.
Yeah. Also, but just FYI, Paragon is going into open beta, I believe, today. So
Interesting.
I might revisit that game, see if they've improved it at all.
It's definitely faster.
Good.
They made it a faster
because
game.
it was obnoxiously slow.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, that's about it, I think, for the show today. Thank you very much for watching. Before we go, of course, we'd love you to go and watch our shit. So, Dodger, what's going on with the channel this week? What's going on?
Well, we have a new thing with Crendor starting in the next day or so, which is
What is it?
exciting. You'll just have to.
If you don't tell us, I imagine it's trash. I know it's trash.
Out.
It's
What
trash.
else goes on? What else goes on my channel, Jesse?
It's garbage. It's
my
garbage.
my whole channel runs on garbage.
Oh, it's garbage. Like,
It is
not good garbage. It's Crendor garbage.
Prime garbage.
It
The
is
fact that you won't even tell people what it is, we know it's
Primo
garbage.
garbage.
Prime
Primo garbage. Mm-hmm.
No one will even know what to look for. No one even, they'll be like, they'll forget about it. If you don't hype it, you gotta hype it. Dudes, hype it. Hype it.
It's primo trash.
All right. Yep.
Primo trash. If you were intrigued listening to us talk about ABZU, I have all of ABZU up on my channel.
Yep.
As well as the most recent season of Hustle Cat finished while I was gone on my camping trip. So there's lots to watch if you haven't checked out the channel in a while. Otherwise, we're going to just be getting back into our normal streaming schedule and living life, man. Come hang out. It's fun times over here. Primo trash. Primo trash.
Jesse, what's going on with your channel this week?
Yo, I would love to make videos. I'm trapped in my apartment today. I literally opened the door to leave, and there was tape in front of the door, and I was like, "The fuck!" And there were
Did
men.
they not warn you that this was going to happen, or?
Dodger says they did when I was out of town. They left a note on my door when I was out of the country. So I had no clue. I opened the door. There's literally tape on my front, and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "We'll be done at 5." And they're just men redoing the floor. So there's literally no floor out there. So I cannot leave my apartment. So I'm stuck here.
Dude,
the minute I get done, though, boy, will there be videos. When 5 o'clock hits.
This is just so funny to me because yesterday you were like, my voice is back to normal. Let's make some fucking videos. And then you go to leave the house
And you can't leave.
I can't leave. I literally can't
So
leave.
you jackasses
walked out,
with your
would you
office.
fall?
Why the fuck would you have an office?
Because
Jesus.
it's
telling
fun.
you.
You get to come in and talk around the
Why
water.
would I want to do that?
cooler.
I can have my
I
office at home
literally-
and not have to leave the house.
Would you
It's great.
fall if you walked outside? Is there like legit no floor? Just like
There are men making a floor outside my door. Literally, that's what's it's the entire
That is
upper,
amusing.
like this entire floor. This deck is like gone. I can't leave. So they're like, we'll be done by 5. I'm like, okay. So when that's done, then I'll go into the office and make videos. And a lot of stuff's coming this week because then next week is Deus Ex, yo.
It
Get
is
on the
indeed.
train.
Absolutely. Crendor, what's going on with the channel this week? What's going on?
I've got some great stuff. Just now, I released an Amazon coin promotional video sponsored by Amazon. Check that out. They paid me money. It was great. Also,
I
I'm
can't
going to be
imagine that
putting
was
up.
particularly good, but okay.
It actually saves you money. It's great. I've done it to buy like the adventure stuff and everything. Also, check out my going to Canada game with TB and me.
Death
on an
Road to
adventure.
Canada.
Yeah, Death Road to Canada. I'm gonna
Check
be
out Going to Canada with me and TB.
I need
I'll
to
be
play
uploading that later tonight. And then I got Tavern Brawl tomorrow. We got more Karazhan stuff on Thursday. And then I'll probably do a pointless top 10 on Friday. And then we're rolling right along. Or you could watch twitch.tv/Crendor. Amazing stuff over there.
You could do that.
I stream. We're over 100,000 followers now. We did it.
Woo!
Yeah, boy.
There are literally 100,000 idiots on planet Earth. That's what this has proven to me.
Shock, bruh. And then, yeah.
Cool. Probably not much coming from me this week. Gonna be a little busy. But there's plenty of stuff already up on the channel that you probably haven't watched yet. There's 40 minutes of waffling about No Man's Sky, which adds on to the other 40 minutes of waffling that we did about No Man's Sky today.
Waffles.
If you haven't already
Here
seen
we
it,
go,
if you haven't already
waffling.
seen it, Snake Oil, the Corpusal Lounge Snake Oil that Jesse flaked out on was hilarious without him there.
Oh, that
so
was great.
go and check that out.
You don't even need me to be funny.
No, we didn't. In fact, we're probably funnier without you. YouTube.com/Brit, that's got that.
Probably.
We do, again, have those 2 PAX panels coming up, but we'll talk a little bit more about those probably next week, since it's going to be, 3 weeks till PAX? Yeah, 3 weeks till PAX West, so no need to talk about that right now.
Yeah, so you can also check out my new website.
Yes.
It's called Hearthstone Go Lotto. I found this great
When
bot,
will that joke
like
get old? The
$69
answer is
or
never.
something. Like, it's really small.
Hey.
bot.
You should also go to Jesse Cox Lotto. You can just bet on me, and I make all the money. So.
And then let's all go cowboy camping under the stars and watch the meteor shower.
Yeah, Cowboy Camping
It's
Lotto.
amazing.
It's
Dodger
actually
has
a great
sold out to
site I
Big
set up
Cowboy.
Where you
I've
go
sold out
and
to
you
Big
bet
Cowboy.
on
And
how
small
long
solid.
Dodger is going to camp for.
Big-
Cowboy Camp.
Big Cowboy Salad. Dodger has sold out
Small
Cowboy
Yeah.
I
Salad.
feel we just have to
Something
end
like
this before it gets
$69.
even less. It's just shit. Like, let's be honest, it's shit. We're leaving. We've
Actually,
ruined
check
everything.
out-
Goodbye.
Truck Lotto. It's this great website.